Actually,
You know,
Hi, Jordan.
I was looking at the screen, kind of like side-eyed because nothing had happened yet, and something happened. What's up, ever? Damn it. What's up, everyone? Welcome back to A Line in the Stars. I'm Jordan. Todd's in the background breaking me. Hi, Todd. What's up, Buck? How's it going? Inconceivable that you got here so late. Oh, Donnie's here. Nice. Welcome, Donnie. What's up, Ricardo? Everyone's saying hi. What's up, Keith? Dude, I love that logo so much. It's so badass. Hey, Steven. How's it going? Who else is here? Let me see. Chase. Yep. Excellent. Hey, Trent. How's it going?
You got a full house
here. Yeah, I know. There's already 11 people here. That's kind of crazy. Big stream. I don't know. I could be going for quite a while. Bruce Willis.
John Boy.
There's
everybody.
Yep. What's up, Jody? How's it going? Nice. Eric. Oh man, everyone's just saying hi. Well, welcome everybody. 1 week from today, I am going to be, at this point, will have landed in Louisville, and I'll be waiting for Todd. So we are a week away from Wonderfest, and this still needs to get finished. We still need to mask and paint. I need to work on the base, the diorama. I've got an entire list of things that need to happen, and it's a list of things. So seriously, there is a lot to do, and we'll kind of cover what needs to be done. I am going to attempt to get as much done as I can tonight. At minimum, what needs to happen, I got the asphalt diorama, the base stuff.
Why did I just hear you say diarrhea? Asphalt diarrhea. That's all I heard. Oh, look
this
at
is me. Oh, sweet Donnie, that is so awesome.
Well, he actually puts the FEP on instead of the protective film on his when he puts on the tray. Yeah,
that's
Donnie,
as you do.
Donnie.
As you do. Thank you. Exactly. Yeah, so my first flight flies into Atlanta and then up to Louisville. So first time in a long time flying coast to coast, actually. So that's gonna be pretty cool. But we'll talk a little bit more about that in the plan. I've kind of been putting everything together and all that jazz. Buck.
But I poop from there.
Not right now, you don't.
I don't. I wish I wasn't such a child sometimes.
Oh
Thank
my.
God. Oh, yep. So yeah, so at minimum tonight, we'll talk more about it. I'm all just flabbergasted here. We'll talk a little bit more about Wonderfest as we go along. I don't know how long I'm going to be streaming tonight. Could be 3 or 4 hours, depending. Got a lot of work to do, but at minimum, I need to get the asphalt down onto the base. So we need to get that done. We're going to start by getting our first layer of yellow paint down. I got the mask down. I need to go ahead and kind of lay it down a little bit more and get that ready. Let that dry for a little bit. We'll peel that and then do the second layer. And then from there, oh goodness, probably do some work on creating some LEDs for the base, and then work on getting some pencil lines down for my panel lines. I got a bunch of these, so let's go ahead and switch over to the top camera over here. I have created all of the flaps for the engines. So there's 8 of them, and they have various like whole panel designs on the other side. So we're going to need to get these into the booth to get them primed. Put the black primer on, the gloss black primer, and let that set for a night. And then tomorrow on stream, if I'm able to get off work on time, either way, tomorrow I'm going to be getting all of those painted with the AK Extreme metal. Waiting for that to arrive. Otherwise, I'd probably have already had them ready to go by now. What I have done in between, a couple things. I'll switch back over to the side camera over here. Well, switch back over here to the top real quick. So what I've done is I have installed a couple of magnets here, and I've done that for both of the ramps. We have the back ramp and the front ramp. And so this now just clips into place. Good to go. And then I also have it, I don't need to finish it, but it's up on its tripod as well. So I built a little tripod. So it's actually sitting up on the sprue now instead of on the legs, which is great. And this one was a bit of a tough one to get into place, but
Ricardo says, I know you have to paint the air brakes, but man, they look great the way they are.
thank you. I know, I really I can say it, but I do kind of like the way they look. Just with the photo etch.
What if you were just to paint the outside silver, so the insides were exposed brass?
So that was a question I was going to ask. Would that be something that would look cool? It would kind of make sense from a heat perspective. Oh, Howard. Thank you. Oh my God. I know, right? Act like a modeler for once instead of just talking. Thank you so much for the super chat, my friend. Appreciate that.
See, Ricardo even had. He said maybe leave the insides unpainted. Yeah.
So, I mean, that's kind of the thing. Like, I kind of like that idea. So I think then that's what we'll do. Just kind of leave them exposed on the inside. And then I could probably take a little bit of like some of my weathering pens or pencils and kind of dirty it up a little bit here and there. But yeah, also as well, I got my.
Do you have any weathering powders?
Oh, I have the complete set of the weathering powders.
Because you can heat you can heat those with the burnt red and the burnt blue.
Really? Really?
Yeah. Or I mean, you could actually hit them with a torch.
Okay.
I don't know. I just for the inside, then still paint the outside. You know what I mean? To give the inside some different tones, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't think it's terrible.
Give that a shot. Yeah. Also on the VTOL thrusters, I put magnets on there as well. So This is the 2 one, light one. So it clips into place right underneath. You can see the VTOL thruster just kind of attaches on the side there. Hard to pick up, but kind of clips right there. Oh, it's flapping. But you can see the open VTOL thruster there.
That is cool.
So,
Buck says, so are we building models or are we sewing? Both?
Sewing? Why would I be sewing? Huh?
Don's having a good time after having a bad time. He says, I think I'm going to start selling white oak ship kits. The first one might be an arc. For those that didn't know, he had a tree fall down on basically his garage and his house, right between them. Last night, Woody Wednesday stream, that's when the wood fights
during
back.
the stream.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The whole camera shakes and he goes, the fuck was that? He disappears for a minute. He comes back and he goes, hey guys, a tree fell on my house. I got to go. I'm like, okay.
Dude, just like I heard about that this morning. I was like, oh.
Yeah, he posted some pictures of it this morning. It's insane.
Nuts.
It could have been something worse, but yeah, I'm glad it turned out.
Same. Yeah, fell just on the garage. House is fine. Well, that's good. Well, did anyone clip that? Oh, yeah. Someone should go in and clip that for him. If he wants it. I don't know if he'd want that. Do you want that? All right. So, first things first, I was taking a look at the Aztek dummy for this, and it goes on in 2 layers. So you have the layer that sits along the sides here and goes along the side. And this goes down first because then what we're going to do is we're going to take the next masking set and then lay them down over the top of that, and it kind of forms where you're going to put that in place. So we need to get the masks are down. What I need to do is make sure they're kind of sealed up around the outside. And then I'm going to go ahead and grab my press and seal. And we're going to go ahead and seal up around the outside of it and then cut out around. And then we'll go ahead and get the paint put down. So then we'll let that dry. And then we'll go ahead and figure out how to spread this asphalt for diarrhea. Huh?
Why is it the asphalt?
Why is the asphalt? It's always the asphalt.
Why isn't it dick fault?
I
don't know. God, it's getting weird.
It is. All right. Before I do that, let's actually get into doing some models. But yeah, like I need to get, like I said, there's gonna be a lot of work done tonight. I don't have any plans to like leave or do anything. I do have dinner. I might stop for a little while and eat something like that. But I'm here to build
Do I have
tonight.
to find dinner for you again?
No, actually, I already have dinner. I already thought about this. Thank you, though. We will save that for next week when I decide to bomb someone. I didn't say bomb.
But it was surprise dinner. You had no idea what you were getting.
That's true. Okay.
I sent you dick ease.
He did send me some dickies, yes. I went through and on stream on Sunday, I bought a.
I agree, Donnie.
To see why you're that's what I'm saying. Like, I'll just shove food in my face while I'm streaming. I bought a 10,000 mAh or whatever it is, whatever you want to call that, power brick. And I connected power to this and I let it run. Whatever it is, the mAh, M-A-H.
Milliamp hours.
Milliamp hour. There you go. So I got the 10,000 milliamp hour and I plugged it in and let it run. And it ran for 24 hours without shutting off. But at 24 hours, it was done. So if I'm gonna set the models up on Friday, I'm curious if I can just go in on Saturday morning and connect the plug it in, or I may switch tactics and just do a longer cord. That way I can plug it in and then just plug all three of my models in together.
Well, isn't the viewing room is only open on Saturday, right? I know you can bring models in on Friday. Setup is Friday, but viewing is only Saturday, and they do judging Saturday afternoon. So if you can get in there Saturday morning and turn it on.
Yeah. So that's kind of what my thought is.
Is it going to be on a USB plug?
It is, yeah.
Because I'm bringing a power strip with USB plugs. I bought one.
Sweet. Well,
I'm still not. I'm on the fence about bringing my Falcon at all, so I don't know. But just in case, I'll bring the power strip because you can always use power strips there. And I bought one specifically that had a whole bunch of USB ports on it.
Sweet. Yeah, all three of them are going to be done USB. So, comes the smoke. Thankfully, this one is doing okay.
That would be funny.
Seriously.
Instead of paint, you just use some Dickie's barbecue.
Seriously. I mean, it's probably an application for that. But yeah, so I'm thinking they should be able to let us in on Saturday. I'll probably just make my way in on Saturday and plug it in then. We'll see. We'll see how it all goes. I'll bring the power for it no matter what. The other two will pull too much power to run. I basically plugged both of them in, and it pulled too much power. Like it didn't even hold power on the Star Destroyer for like 6 hours. Star Destroyer kind of pulls a lot of power, which is crazy. And then the Falcon was only about 12 hours. So,
well, I mean, these are all. So what are you bringing? You're bringing your Falcon, the Razor Crest, and the Star Destroyer?
Yep.
So they're all Star Wars. So they can be on the same table.
Yep.
So we'll just if I bring the Falcon, then we can just all share the same power strip. Perfect. We'll just plug them all in.
All right. So then, what I'm going to plan for that is just running a longer power out of the diorama base. Okay. Perfect. All right. Well, let's get building. There is one of the masks fell off right here, so I'm going to take care of that real quick.
I'm on fire watch. I am not done. I will watch the fire if that's what you mean. Ricardo, yeah, that's what we're talking about. Ricardo is he bought one. He bought basically a power bank, but it's more along the lines of how long will they last with the draw that's on them.
Yeah.
There is limited power on the tables, but it's usually people run out of outlets super fast. So what I do is I steal one outlet right away and I connect my own power strip to them. I don't mind if other people use the power strip as long as my shit gets plugged in first. And then you put your name on it with a Sharpie and off you go. So you get it back at the end of the day. But even then, it wasn't a super expensive power strip. Actually, it's right here next to me. I just got it. Let me open up. This is the last gift that I'm giving Wayne for his retro room. I was talking to Ian about, because Ian has stuff for his retro room too, and he was going to take it to Telford.
He's going to pay for that.
He was going to take it to Telford, and I'm like, why don't you get to him at Wonderfest? Well, I kind of wanted to open on stream. I said, we will be streaming. Oh. And I said, then it's a UK guy bringing UK stuff into the UK. You know what I mean? Probably easier than you trying to take it there. Okay, this power strip has 5 USBs and a USB-C and then widely spaced outlets. So should be okay. And they're all 3.4 amp. So that should be pretty good.
Perfect. Oh, yeah. Nothing's pulling that much.
All right.
This one.
Let's see. Alex says, hey, guys, just finished up break work. Going to get the armed longboat in the mail Wednesday. Nice. I'll call next Wednesday. Nice. He said, it looks so cool, Jordan.
Thanks, Alex.
Oh, Buck says I should put stolen from in your name. You know what? I will put my name on it right now. Take that box. Oh, it's got a nice big flat bottom on it.
Yeah. And if you guys haven't seen this before, I like to use press and seal as my masking. Just press it down over the model, and then I cut around the areas right around the mask. All right. First round's ready to go. I'm just going to cut the press and seal right at the mask.
Dash says fire more like a total meltdown. Black smoke makes you wonder if anybody had a meltdown of their stuff at Wonderfest. Oh, I'm sure. I am sure people had stuff go like literally catch fire or melt down. You know, like a light. You know, back when even especially before LEDs, like stuff melting, all sorts of stuff. So
yeah, Wonderfest has been around for a while too. So this is the 35th Wonderfest.
Donnie says, do you think I should leave the supports on the parts for shipping or remove them?
Leave them on. Not like they'd probably break though, but leave them on. I can take care of it.
Well, if anything, at least one side will have a cushion. You know.
Yep, exactly.
Shark says, telling Donnie take most of the supports, but leave the ones near the edges for fragile or very fragile parts. Eric says Jordan's keeping models fresh with press and seal since 2023.
That's right. Yeah, just like that. It's all masked off except for the area where I want to paint.
Dash says can't breathe, too much press and seal in, choke, choke.
I gotta be really gentle with this thing, which is kind of annoying, but
is that because your landing gear?
yeah, it's sitting on the support really well that I created, but yeah, the landing gear, like I've kind of got to keep it centered still. I need to build a flat foot to center underneath it still, and so it's kind of wobbles back and forth a little bit like this. So I was up last night drawing on it with a pencil for several hours. Did a lot of the panel lining.
I would imagine it's harder to see that pencil with the silver, but is it noticeable?
It is. It is noticeable though when you have it. It's on the bottom that I took care of it. So it's flipped around. So the pencil's all in there. Still need more paint. A lot more paint still. So I was looking at it and I was not satisfied with the paint job that I did finished up. So more paint.
What do you think is the best way to pack smaller models for the drive?
Good
Honestly,
question.
Okay. If it was me, I would probably just wrap them in pack them around nice towels, like a nice big bath towel, beach towel. Put them in a hard like a cardboard box, a big cardboard box padded with towels, and just leave them in there so they have room to move around without hitting anything solid.
Yes, it is. Yeah, that's actually what my thought was going to be if I was going to drive. It was basically just support it with blankets or pillows or what have you. And if you and Mary are driving together,
just have her hold it the whole way.
Hold it, yeah.
Jody says, "So I get bubble wrap or styrofoam bit." Like I said, if you just have some loose, pack them in loose towels. Towels are great; they're soft. If you don't pack them, you don't wad the towels up. The thing has room to move. You know what I mean? And it should be fine. I see Jordan Doritos and a boob.
She just got home and Cool Ranch Doritos.
Love Cool Ranch Doritos. It's the best. Is that what she does? Comes home, humps your leg, feeds you.
Oh yeah. Thank you. How's your day? Over it. Yeah.
Dash says, "Did Jordan do it off stream so we couldn't watch his struggles with mechanical pencils?"
Okay. So, unlike Ian, I know how to use a mechanical pencil.
Oh no, she just got called out.
Thought you that.
It's the crop duster. What is that? Is that skin?
Jody,
Right there.
Oh,
that's how you make the drive better.
oh my
Put it in
God.
pocket so I could bring it to you.
It's gross. All right. I'm going to get set up over at the I think my camera is going still. I think Droid Cam is working. Possibly. There we go. All right. Yep, Droid Cam is working. I'm going to go get set up over here real fast. And I was anticipating what we were doing today and actually did a little bit of work before the stream. Planning and such. Hello. Okay. So we're literally going to be spraying black lacquer here. So the room blacker is definitely about to happen.
A literal term.
Yep, exactly. Okay. I didn't set up with my chair. All right. Let's go over to OBS. Switch. No, God, excuse me.
Oh, you okay?
There it is. All right, it's weird. It doesn't fill up the entire screen. I apologize, but
You can resize in OBS. Just stretch the sides of it.
Stretch the sides.
In the sources, click on the source, then just drag the sizes. There you go.
Yeah.
Grab little handles and just stretch them full screen. There you go.
There it is. Woo! I did things.
Look
A little
at you.
grainy. A little blurry.
Grainy.
It's a cell phone through Droid Cam. It is what it is. Okay. So.
Can you zoom out on the camera to get that back on your phone?
This is all the way zoomed out.
Oh, it just went clear anyway.
Oh, it did?
Yeah,
Oh, sweet.
Yeah.
I just refocused the screen.
Keith says he has only 5.5 hours of work tomorrow, then he's off till the 3rd of June. Oh, nice.
Nice.
I have to work 8 hours tonight on a migration, and then 8 hours again tomorrow on a migration, both at 11 p.m.
Oh.
But they're gonna give me Monday off for free.
Nice.
The not Memorial Day, they're gonna give me the 2nd, so I don't have to take the holiday day for that.
Oh, nice. Okay.
Ah. Jody says, "Hey, I got the same one." I think he's talking about your paint booth.
Nice. Got the one from Ken. Heck yeah.
Yeah. Dash says, "Wait,
All
Cat
right.
does the 3 Fs. She feeds, fondles, and farts on Jordan." Wow.
Yes.
Yes. She also frobbed him.
Yes. Very true. So for this, the best color that I found was the XF3. I looked all over. There's some people who were saying it's a slight orange or what have you.
Wait, wait. Do you have the yellow from the nacelles? The Enterprise. That's kind of a dark. Yeah. That dark yellow has some orange in it. Maybe do you have a piece you can spray them on next to each other? Because it is kind of more of a color than a bright yellow.
Yeah, exactly. So I do have an Amazon package. Hold on one second and grab that.
With a paint booth and a new AC blowing out of the shop, will it create a vac? It will. Suck all that dirt from inside the house into your shop. Did you ever get your light kit?
No, I didn't. Actually, I was going to talk to you about that.
These fucking people.
Yeah, it was I never, like, I looked around and asked all the neighbors. Nobody got anything. So. All right. A little bit of army painter stuff here. Oh, crammed in a corner. How's the sandwich? Okay.
Yes, Buck, your shop will suck. Literally. Dash has entire 134 acres as a paint booth. He just picks a spot nice. Dash says, are you going to chip the stripes, Jordan?
What's that?
Are you going to chip the stripes?
I am, yes. The method, though, that I've kind of picked for that has yet to kind of be determined. I thought about doing hairspray chipping, but I don't like what it does to the paint.
Or are you going to do the cheater's way we found, which is to paint the base coat over it as chipping?
Yes, that's what my thought is.
You know what? It looks great on the Falcon, so.
Yeah, no, the Falcon really is kind of like informing my decision for that.
Don says chips. Now I'm even more hungry.
All right, let's see here. What can I spray? What can I spray to try? Here, I just got a piece of paper. I got paper towel. That works. Just pressure a little bit. Okay, so there's the yellow that is the nacelle yellow, and I got to be honest, it's right on the money for what I'm looking for.
It has just enough orange in it, especially when you put it. The thicker you make it, the oranger it gets. So it's.
Yeah. Yep, I think that's a winner. Sweet. That's what we're using. All right. So here we go. Cool.
Well, it says that your stomach, I hear grumbling.
Could be. Did eat like an adult today, which is good. The base coat put on. Slide it forward a little bit so I can turn it this out of the way.
Why is my finger sticky?
That is an existential question.
Interesting. Jody says he has to go down to the parking garage to clear coat the saucer bottom. Don't do anything interesting for 10 minutes, okay?
Okay. I'm not airbrushing or anything. No big deal.
No. Yeah. And you know how it is painting yellow paint. You're going to need multiple coats.
Oh, yeah. That's why I kind of wanted to work on multiple things at once. You know, just kind of going back and forth between the booth and working on the base and doing some LEDs and that. And this isn't Tamiya, so I have to remember that.
Well, Vallejo still dries pretty quick.
Oh, yeah. But not as fast as Tamiya.
No. But you can just blow air on it and it'll dry up.
Yeah.
As long as you're not putting it on like stupid thick.
It's nice having a Mac valve now. Thank you for that, by the way. It's nice having the Mac valve on both my air hoses.
Very welcome. They're nice to have at the airbrush. That way you can turn your compressor up full blast and just control it at the airbrush.
Yep, I have it 30 psi at the compressor itself. Because I like to be able to air dry things or blast things off, like if I need to.
I do it all the time. I'll blow off the model before I paint just to make sure there's no little hairs or anything on it, or
Yep.
I have painted a beard into a model before, so beard hair.
So have I. Okay, so I'm going to let that dry for a little bit. I'll hop back over to the desk. Do I have
What mic are you using? It sounds a little, I don't know, extra digital today.
Really?
Yeah.
It's my newer.
Now it sounds better. I wonder if you were getting too far away, but you weren't that far away.
No, I was just on the other side of the room. How interesting. All right. So
I wonder if it was because you were spraying and it was trying to noise correct for that.
Oh, I bet
Do you
you're right.
do you use the noise cancellation on your newers?
I do. Yeah.
I don't use that on. That's probably what.
Really?
Yeah, I don't use that.
I'll turn it off then. Let me know if you guys hear too much stuff. Okay. Let's see here. A message on Discord.
Donnie says
nice, Donnie.
He printed a dog hair into a mini Pete.
Yeah.
That's nice.
Donnie just sent me a picture of all the parts.
Oh,
beautiful. Thank you, sir.
You gonna share it? Let's see them.
I can, yes. Let's see here. Present. Share screen. Window. Discord. Share. That. And there we go. Well, there's all the little pieces.
Looks
so
good.
here are the power couplings right here. And then 6 little boxes. And then the storage crates, big and small. There's a ladder over here. And then some like gas containers right over here.
Do you have a something to use for the hose to cover your power cord? Or are you just gonna use the power cord?
I was gonna use like a wire shrink, like a shrink wrap.
Yeah.
And then like draw on it, like use pencil to kind of create like little like rib design or something like that. So yeah, it's going to run. I have 2 of them just in case I screw one up. So, but yeah, just going to hollow out the center, and then you just kind of put it out one of the sides over here. So, yeah.
Donnie,
Yeah.
where did you get the SPLs? Is that the ones I found?
Yeah, on Etsy.
Yeah.
So, yeah. They were $1. So,
$1.
$1. Right? Okay. So while that's drying, let's go ahead. I have been dying to figure out what this is all about. So here is the diorama base that I created. What I did was, this is just some balsa wood or whatever it is, basswood. And I just created a nice little box. And then I put some styrene sheets over the top of it. And now what I want to do is put some of this asphalt stuff down on top to kind of create a texture. This takes about a day to cure, so I'll be able to start working with it tomorrow. But my idea is the model is going to go across at a diagonal here, and I kind of want to create a landing pad. What that design looks like, I'm not quite sure just yet. I'm still figuring that out. There are going to be some LEDs. What my thought is that each one of the corners, like, we're not going to see the tops of the landing pads, but you're going to see like each one of the corners, basically, or something like that. And
what are you putting on the outside of the asphalt? Is it just gonna be like dirt?
Dirt. Yep.
Well, I wonder about like a lot of times helicopter pads will have a triangle because they have triangle gear. I wonder if a triangle shape, I mean, that it has triangle gear too.
Right.
Triangle gear.
That's actually a really good idea. So just do a triangle right through here.
Figure out where it's going to sit, figure the landing points, and figure he's a pilot. He's really good at landing in the triangle. And you can paint the triangle, and you can paint a letter in it or a logo or something if you want to.
What I was thinking about doing is like putting like stand clear in Arabesh or something like that on one of the sides. And then one of the lights, like I want to do 2, if like I were to do a triangle, I want to do 2 of the lights being solid with one of the LEDs, one of the yellow LEDs, using one of the flickering LEDs. And I want in the asphalt, I want to kind of be able to make it like it looked like there's an impression of a blaster bolt had hit it, and now that one's kind of on the fritz. So that's kind of what my thought is. We'll see if I can pull this off. But first things first.
You have that, since you have that vinyl color, you can do inverse stencils, right? So you can make the Arabesh, and then you could airbrush airbrush the lettering on it. Yeah.
Yep. And do like a perfect triangle as well. Exactly. Like that's one of the things that's design the Arabesh warnings and create the masks. One of the list items that I need to do. So yeah. Let's figure out what this stuff's all about.
Or are you going to make that in a triangle shape, though, is the question. Like, do you need to figure out how big your triangle needs to be and have dirt around it?
Yeah, that's a good point.
Or are you going to have, like, it look like it's a triangle on a square of asphalt that has dirt around it? Or are you going to
that's kind of what my thought was. Yeah,
I like that idea.
So have like the asphalt end kind of like right around here on each side.
Well,
and have please
to make it easy. This is what I'm thinking is grab the Razor Crest, put it on there exactly where you want it to be. Try not to touch the paint. And maybe just use some tape to mark where the landing gear sits.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
Just some blue tape or something, whatever, masking tape. That way you know how, and then you could make a tape shape for the triangle, and then you can get an idea of where the box. Think about all your little accessories, where they're going to be, and
right. So I was thinking the accessories are going to be kind of like around the back here.
Yeah,
the power supply is going to. What's that?
Donnie was just saying the triangle should be pinned on the asphalt. Yeah, I agree. So now mark out, you just get some tape and just wrap the 3 sides of each landing gear, or the corners of the landing gear at least, so you can see where that is. Then you can we can make a triangle shape with some more tape, and then figure out what a square of asphalt would look like around that triangle.
Yeah.
And you'll be able to get that shape that you need to fill in with your asphalt.
There we go. I like it.
I love the idea that everything's going to be at an angle instead of like perfectly aligned to the shape of your display. You know what I mean?
Yep. It makes more visual sense, and I want anybody coming through to be able to look in through here.
Sure.
You know, and you're going to kind of look around the back a little bit, but from all angles, it should be visually interesting. Like that's the idea here. I do want it centered, however. Should it be closer to the front or centered directly?
Well, where are you going to have most of the accessories, in the back or the front?
I'll have the power supply back over here.
Because if those add to the interestingness, I would have that farther, more to the back of I would have the ship more to the back of the display.
Yeah.
That also takes your eyes away from the power cord.
Yep. Don't want it hanging over the edge. Is that what's happening back here?
Yeah, just be careful with that. That's all. You don't want to get too close to the edge because then your little fueling station will have to hang off the back.
Yeah.
Maybe split the difference. Right about there.
Yep.
Like that. There you go.
There we go. All right, that works for me. And I do like the fact that it's not sitting on the landing gear directly anymore. Okay. It's back over in the booth.
Yeah, see, now you can just now you can make a big triangle that encompasses those 3 points and figure out how let's assume that the asphalt's a square section that has a triangle painted on it, right? That's square
Right.
that it's square to the square. So it puts the whole thing in an angle.
Right. So let's go. This big piece of tape.
It'll make it much easier if you rotate the base. So it's pointing as a triangle away from you. There you go. Your eyes will perceive the triangle a lot better if you do it this way.
Yeah.
This is fun.
It is. It's like something it's not something that I've done. Like I've not really ever done dioramas before. So it's exciting to try something new. And design it and
The
think it
triangle
through.
actually makes some sense because all of Star Wars
The
is all
shape.
geometric shapes, yeah.
Yep, exactly. And the shape of the ship is roughly triangular. And
Art director by Mr. Todd.
that's right.
That's a nice looking triangle.
Actually.
Right?
Not too bad. Okay. Yeah.
It's enough. See, now you
Enough.
can parallel the bottom of your triangle to make the edge of your asphalt, right?
Right. So that would be
No. The bottom one.
The bottom one? Oh, yeah.
Do it there, and then maybe a little closer, because remember, you probably want to have that same amount of gap at the top part, and since the triangle's pretty close to the top edge, the corner up there, the top of your triangle is very close to the corner, so you have about the same gap all around.
Okay, so just like that.
And then just make another parallel line just like that across the top. Donnie says he got his extra resin vat today. Now I can have one for clear and one for regular.
Nice. Oh, yeah. So something like that?
Yeah. Are those parallel? It's really hard to tell. You're there. The camera's might throw it out of proportion, so it's hard to tell. So I'm just
I know. I'm looking.
Sure.
Yeah.
And now you know where to make your asphalt. You know what I mean?
So then the asphalt's just going to go all through here.
Yep.
This side's out for dirt.
Yep.
Cool.
Now you can take all that masking off the center. You know exactly what you're going to put in there, but you really just wanted, something that you can repeat, and you can always pull this video back up if you wanted to make it exact. But
right.
The idea is now you have a straight swath of asphalt you can put in, and you know that the ship's going to fit in there, the triangle's going to fit in there, all your goodies are going to fit in there. So
right.
That's what I was thinking in the long run.
Love it. Love it. Love it. All right. I am going to use a little bit wider of a piece of tape, however. I don't know how this asphalt stuff is going to spread. Ken was saying that it spreads fairly easy, but we're going to need to use like a, what do you call it? Some spatula tools, which I have. I just need to grab them real fast. Yeah.
I just imagine it's basically just glue with grit in it.
That's pretty much it. I'm just fascinated to try using it, like seriously. Then I have arriving tomorrow. I have all of the basing stuff that I need. So I've got a bunch of dirt and rocks and grass and stuff like that I'll be able to kind of work with. So, all right, let's find out. So I'm going to have to do a smell test.
I was going to say, are you going to sniff it? Because you got to give it the sniff test.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh.
Oh.
It smells like resin.
Interesting. Dash says, Jordan, you should have gone to Joanne when it was going out and bought up all the scenery stuff I did. Yeah. You know that?
Yeah, no, that's good.
It kind of looks like asphalt tar, like the stuff they seal cracks with.
Yeah.
Doesn't smell like asphalt though.
Why did I do that?
Did you just put it on your nose, or did you take a big whiff?
I took a big whiff and it got
Don't
like
you remember
right
science
next to me.
class where you're supposed to wave the scent towards your nose? Come on,
dude. This is me. I'm not a smart man. I'm gonna grab some gloves real quick. Be right
Does
back.
it gonna lick it too? Nothing like eating asphalt. Oh.
Oh. Oh man. All right. I don't have any proper size gloves, so I am squeezing my hands into some mediums. Got some sausage fingers going on here. Okay. Let me grab my spatula tools. If I can find them. Where are you? You all up here?
Looks like a 9 p.m. Pilates class.
Oh.
Donnie says, and now we know why Jordan acts like Jordan.
The hell was that supposed to mean?
Keith says $20 says he eats it.
You know, don't put it past me. There we go. A little
Buck says,
spatula.
get Jordan some pliers and glass jars. I have an idea.
I've heard about how that idea works out. Nope. Okay, so I'm just gonna pour it on.
Oh God, I think you're gonna need a much bigger spatula than that.
I am gonna need a much bigger spatula than that. I was
Do you
thinking
have a the plastic blade for putting on decals?
I don't.
You need something big and flat to spread that around, I bet.
Yeah. Almost like a trowel.
Yep.
All right.
Yeah, Jordan, take a bite for science, Donnie says.
Yep.
What do you have that's flat?
Cardboard.
Yeah, that's gonna put hairs in it. You know it.
That's a good point. Very good point.
Do you have any heavy card stock from like something you got from Amazon or?
Actually, yeah, I did.
You could probably make a blade out of some spare styrene.
What about old casino card?
Yeah, Jody just said the same thing. You like a used gift card, old casino card, that'd probably work. Dash is asking if you saw his chipmunk video clip of you laughing Sunday night. Was that the bagel comment?
Uh-huh.
Yeah. Yeah, see everybody's saying old gift card, cut a piece of plastic, styrene sheet. Yep. Oh, there you go.
Cool.
And you got both sides, so you can use the long side, the short side.
This is cool. All
That stuff is cool. I kind of like it.
This is really cool.
I don't even want to know what that's made of.
I don't either.
We're gonna have to ask Mr. Jimenez what dinosaur eggs he made that out of.
This is so cool.
It really does look like asphalt. That's so crazy. It's very realistic. I agree, Don. It almost makes me wonder, like, if you put this on like a first coat, right, and just got it on nice and even, a nice even coat, because then you can put another coat on. Does it say how long it takes to dry?
About 24 hours.
Okay, but when you put the other coat on, obviously it's going to get thicker, right? This stuff is easily going to make a height layer. Maybe take the tape off at that point and have like a rounded edge, like asphalt does down to the dirt.
Yep, exactly.
I was just thinking that. Sharp edge. You do the second layer as like a raised layer and give it some depth.
Yep, exactly.
It's Don says you need a miniature push broom. Yeah, that's working pretty good. Just got to get it. I would think just cover the whole thing at first and then start adding to it.
Yeah.
Jody says you should have yourself another piece for scraping your scraper. You're scraping.
I was just thinking that.
I just need 2 cards.
Yeah, I got plenty of those. Don't you worry about that. This is so cool.
It literally looks like you're putting down asphalt. I love this.
You know what it really smells like? It smells like a good household paint is what it smells like.
Well, even where it's thin, it's changing the texture so much. Like you can just put a nice thin coat on and then go back over it. That's more, I love this. This is great. What is this stuff called? It's from AK? It's Mr.
It's
Jimenez.
The Jimenez. Terrain's Asphalt Acrylic Diorama. It was
he's super nice too. Mig, he's
Yeah.
super nice.
Yeah. He's kind of like a one-man show, which is super cool.
Textures for dioramas, vegetation, carving and sculpting materials, marble floors, cork rock to make stones, acrylic concrete, acrylic water, clear water, algae water, wow, wild river water, lake water that changes color when drying, Pacific waters, wild river, lake, Jesus, Vietnam earth,
Uh-oh.
be interesting. Vignet's acrylic asphalt. Is that what you have? Or you have the... Because I think this is a powder.
This is Terrain's.
Terraform, beach sand. Sandbags. How great is this? It has lots of stuff. Premium Terraform, premium textures. Road sand, wet sand, thin concrete. Terraform asphalt. Oh, there it is. Acrylic asphalt ground texture. Out of stock. Who's leaving?
Keith.
Good evening. Bye, Keith.
Night, Keith.
Go Steelers. And hey, Andrew. Andrew's taking his place.
Andrew.
Acrylic mud. It's crazy. It says that you can, if the resulting effect is deemed to be too coarse, you can slightly sand the surface once it dries to create the desired effect.
Oh, wow.
That is cool. Donnie says you need a roller for that stuff. Ah, that's not a bad idea either. Like one of those flat rollers they use for fabrics.
Yeah.
Like a wood roller, you know what I mean, or something.
Yeah.
But right now it's just about getting it in every corner and getting a nice cover, right? And then you can...
Yep.
Like they said, like maybe a piece of styrene or something big and flat, you can just level the whole thing.
Yep. And I also want to give the effect of like non-professionally done too. But I agree, a big piece of sheet styrene was going to be perfect for that. And I have a couple pieces. Yeah, this smells like house paint. That's what it really smells like. And this was at the recommendation of Ken.
Dash says Vallejo makes some of these too, like mud and such. Oh, I'm looking at them all. They have a whole bunch. Mud, concrete, all sorts of stuff. Eric says that looks like an accident waiting to happen. Imagine dropping that face down onto the desk or floor. Oh God, could you imagine that in your carpet? That would never, ever come out.
No.
But I mean, if it's acrylic based, it should be water based. So, and I don't know. Oh God, here we go. Blue Steelers, go Packers. Oh boy, I did it. It's my fault. Donnie says makes a lot of different ones. Yep, Vallejo has a bunch too. Yep. Go Lions says Dash. Oh boy. Donnie, get out of
Hawks.
Donnie says it may have some latex in it to make it more durable. It explains the house paint smell. You're probably right. Yeah. And the fact that it seems so gummy, that definitely could be the latex.
Okay.
I think you need a bigger trowel.
I agree.
Aren't you glad you put gloves on? That stuff looks.
Oh my God, yes.
That stuff looks worse than tulip paint.
Yeah.
Mm. Eric says, how long before cat hair becomes part of the base? Not long. Cat hair gets everywhere.
Dude, I'm already like, how am I going to get my gloves off? Oh, it's on me. Oh.
Oh.
It's all gritty.
Andrew says, go Targs. Go figure. Targs.
Targs.
I love it.
I love it. Okay, I'm going to go grab a piece of... Oh, that was good. Styrene. Let's see here. Those are nice still. I'm going to grab one that's kind of jacked up. We'll grab some more gloves real fast. Be right back. Okay. Nothing on the bottom of that. Okay, good. I was like, oh God. This is a really cool. Oh God, I should steal some gloves from work. I mean, oh God.
Do you hear about the guys that checked their hotel reservations again and they went down, they saved like $100?
Yeah.
Isn't that crazy?
God, it's like that's I love that.
Oh, I wonder if that would work. Jody says if you put a piece of press and seal over the whole thing, lightly rub it, peel it away, and would you have a texture? It's not a terrible idea. Maybe try it on a little corner of it first, just to see if it's gonna. We wouldn't want it to lift off all of the stuff, right?
Yeah.
What if you just grabbed like a section of it and just put some press and seal on it, smoothed it with your hand, or something similar, like a roller? If you have a roller of any kind, you know what would work if you're gonna put press and seal on it? A roll of toilet paper.
Oh yeah.
It's got cushioning. It'll flatten it out, and the press and seal would seal it off. If as long as it doesn't pull too much of it up. If it doesn't stick, it's even better. Try both sides because the press and seal's got
the two sides,
a non-sticky side. So
where should we try this?
Lightly rub it and peel away. I like it. The Targs, the bitter rivals of the triples. I gotcha. Yeah. Now, how much is that going to remove?
Quite a bit.
Yeah. What about is that the non-sticky side you put down?
Yeah.
Try the tacky side because the adhesive might actually keep it from sticking. Surprisingly enough. What are some other options like a saran wrap? I don't know if you have any saran wrap, like clear.
Just press and seal.
Clear plastic. Very little pressure, he says. Yep. Lightly probably. Yep. Blender surface. Yep. I think we're making some progress though. I like the texture it made. Just lightly pressure it and see how much it pulls up.
Not as much. Well, I say that quite a bit.
Yeah, but that's okay because this is just the base layer, right? And you're going to add so much more. You're going to add a whole nother layer. So maybe it's worth trying. You want to cover that whole thing with some press and seal and give it a roll, and then we'll lightly peel it up and see what it looks like.
Sounds good.
I love the texture it's putting on it, though. It's such a random kind of texture. I don't know which side you like better, the non-sticky side or the sticky side, but
it's all basically the same.
I'll have to remind you to put your latex gloves back on. Jordan says, how did you get that stuff on your forehead? Latex gloves.
Yep.
Ken says let it dry for a little while.
Let it dry for a little bit?
Before doing this? Before flattening it out? You sure?
I can see the logic in that.
I just don't want it to make it too hard to get rid of all the raised spots. The whole point of this is leveling it out. He says yes. Well, Jody said yeah. Because we can go back over to the painting, let this dry for a minute.
Yeah, I got plenty of time. So why don't we do that? Let it
Okay.
dry for a minute.
That
Good
works.
idea. Because this stuff is super wet. That's
He said give it an hour or two. All right, well, we can go do something else. Let that sit for an hour. I just want to make sure that you're going to be able to flatten all those ridges out. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yep. Grab some paper towel.
I'm afraid if it dries too much, you're not going to be able to lay them flat. But if it takes 24 hours to dry, maybe you have some working time.
Yeah. Well, we'll see how it goes here after. We'll take a look after.
But I trust those guys because I think they've probably built dioramas with tanks and all that kind of stuff, and they've done.
Yep. Well, and Ken, like I said, he was the one who recommended this, and he has used this before. So we'll give it an hour.
Yeah.
Got plenty of stuff to paint. I need to paint the next coat on the top, and then I could also start going through and taking care of all the flaps. So I'll just let that sit here for a little bit. Let me go ahead and cover it back up, however. I thought I was going to do that with this. Hilarious. Okay.
Ken would like to join you.
Of course. Let's go ahead and bring that back up. Oh. That's okay.
Andrew asks, what were you trying to accomplish with the Preston seal? We were trying to put something on it that we could then roll over to lay that flat. To use like a roller or something on it. Hey, Ken.
Hello.
Hey.
Hello, everyone.
How you doing, sir?
Doing well, thank you. I also sent you an email on painting your base there.
Okay, sweet.
Yeah, you just kind of want to let that stuff start to dry and set a little bit. As
Exactly
the
what
moisture
Andrew
comes
just
out,
said.
it'll start to firm up a little bit.
Yep.
Okay.
He said the exact same thing. Let it set up for a bit and then do that. So maybe it's not so sticky. I like it. A more blended surface. Yeah. Yeah.
Because it does take 24 hours to completely cure, but it does start to solidify up sooner than that.
Sweet.
Yeah, and I guess the more dry it is, the less it'll stick to the plastic or whatever you use to cover it up.
Or another card as a trowel.
Yeah, because that one's gone.
Yeah.
Okay. Give this there we go.
And you're doing more of a dry coat with that paint, are you?
What's that? Yeah.
Are you doing more?
Go.
Okay, good.
Yeah.
Because you wanted your first kind of layer of paint to kind of seal the edge. Because if you go in too wet to start with, it'll bleed under with all those panel lines.
Yep. So that's good for now. Go ahead and airbrush, and I'll go ahead and grab out all the parts, and we'll go ahead and put down the gloss black. Pull the that. Get off the side. Brush cleaner.
Yeah, Howard, he's saying you could use a lubricant on your medium you're trying to use to smooth it out, like baby oil or petroleum jelly. It shouldn't affect that much, but Ken might know better. Yeah, it's a water-based product, the asphalt. So I would just let it start to dry. As the moisture starts coming out, it'll start getting thicker and thicker. So even just after an hour, maybe check it and see what its consistency is like, or even after a half hour, see what your consistency's set at. To be honest, I haven't used the asphalt one yet. I've done concrete, which would look much the same, and I've done some of the mud and dirt ones, which are thicker.
Okay. You chip to clean out. I'll get set up for all the gloss black.
And in that email, I had just mentioned when you put down your stencil for the caution and Arabish and stuff.
Yeah.
Instead of airbrushing it, you can take one of those little makeup sponges or whatever. Just give it a jagged edge, like kind of rip off a little bit. Dip it in your paint and then blot it off on something to get most of the paint off, and then do a gentle blotting over your stencil several times until you kind of get a desired result where it looks like it's kind of worn down paint that people have been walking over for years, and how they look like the school crossing signs and stuff like that.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. That's what I'm looking for.
Yeah, that'll give you that effect instead of airbrushing.
Wow. Oh my God.
Were you just crop dusted?
No, but she just scared the living piss out of me. Jeez.
She put an ice cube down your shirt?
No, she just came up and said "wild" really loud in my ear.
I'm marketing that in the chat because we're going to clip that.
They're going to clip that. And,
it's my new favorite thing to do.
Yeah, her new favorite thing to do is scare the shit out of me while I'm sitting in front of the paint booth.
That's not.
It's the wild thing. Yeah, that's true. Okay, I am going to grab. What is going on with the light over there?
My demonic energy.
Could be.
Did she scare the lights too?
Did you scare the lights too?
they seem like they're tripping out now.
I think it's my camera. I wonder if my phone is dying. I certainly hope not. No, we're good. I don't know why it's doing that.
Yeah, there you go. You did something in frame.
There we go. It was trying to focus on 1,000 different things at once. Okay. My heart is racing.
And make sure none of that cat hair gets in the on the base.
Seriously. Okay. I'm just over here grabbing. Will you leave it alone, please? Thank you. He's a subject. Grabbing all of my little flaps. Oh, one of the VTOL thrusters is left on there. Will you leave it alone?
Is she playing with the base?
No, she's playing with plastic. She loves to eat plastic.
So you should tell her to pick up the base and rub it against her face. It feels really good on the cheeks.
Okay. No. I haven't said anything about it yet. Not right now. Okay. So on the backs of these, they have a little arm that it attached to the model with. So, my God. These are the crappiest little. I got these at Hobby Lobby, and it's like the only thing I've ever bought at Hobby Lobby.
Yeah, you almost need to crimp the ends that go on the bamboo sticks, skewers. That's what I've had to do.
Exactly. Get this all set up.
Chase says, I don't think you need two producers. Todd is doing just fine alone. Okay.
That's fine.
It doesn't bother me. I'm having a separate conversation too, so that's all good.
Yeah. No, I mean I can pop it. I just wanted to make sure, just let that stuff, the base, dry for a bit. So
I appreciate it. Hang out as long as you want. You're good.
well, I'm gonna have to go to the bathroom anyway, so I am going to just go back to watching.
Okay. Well, thank you, sir. I appreciate all the tips.
Yeah, no worries. Take care.
Hi, buddy.
Thanks.
Donnie says, you seem a little jumpy, Jordan. Are you a little jumpy?
I'm a little jumpy. Yeah, I'm a little jumpy when I'm sitting here in front of a very loud thing, and she knows this. Comes around the corner.
So you have headphones on in front of a loud air boost. She knows she can sneak in and you can't hear her.
Yes.
Oh. Well, I mean, Don says your cat seems like she's in a playful mood, so that's nice.
Right? What?
Yeah, Buck's like, what did I miss? Oh, you'll have to roll it back because Cat snuck up on him and scared the shit out of him. Eric says Cat made Jordan shit himself.
Yeah, basically. Hubie likes the tips. Is that what you're saying? Oh my God. Jesus. Okay. It has been a minute since I sprayed the gloss black. So just to warn you, this is blacker. A little smelly. Makes the room go blacker. Say. So I'm using the all clad gloss black. Come on now. I haven't used this in forever. No, Buck, I'm not going to use 2 pairs of pliers.
Use your teeth.
Oh, God, no. My teeth are already bad enough. I look like I belong in Kentucky. Oh.
So you guys will be able to hear the air. I didn't want it was I think it was StreamYard's cutting your audio because of the noise of the. So I turned off your noise cancellation in StreamYard's as well.
Oh, sweet.
So people are going to be able to hear the booth, but they'll be able to hear you at least.
Okay, cool. Yeah, I turned off the noise cancellation on my mic, so.
Donnie says most people like it when their girl whispers in their ear, but she doesn't whisper in his ear. She sticks things in his ear.
That's correct.
Like she'll pop a zit and wipe it on him. Like
that's also correct. What are you doing? Every time I look away, she gets closer. There we go. She's up to things. I don't want to pull the trigger and start painting because she's about to do something. I don't know what it is. All right, we're just going. So the key with gloss black.
yeah, she does that. She just comes up and sticks things. She
Yep.
could have be trapped in to distract and tease them. Jody's asking, what are those pieces?
So these are the flaps that stick out. The flaps, yep. The flaps that open up on the engine pod, so they kind of flap out. So yeah, These, what I found with the gloss black is several thin coats, is what it kind of takes to get it down to a nice shine.
I think your camera just died.
Is it back?
Yeah, it put some garbage on the screen, froze. It's not
Weird.
doing well.
Phoebe likes the flaps.
Well, I got 38% on my phone, so we'll see how this goes.
It could be the Wi-Fi. Who knows?
Could be, and then my phone is actually on Wi-Fi through, and there's a Wi-Fi connection through the.
Do we need to get you another camera on a cable like I have? I have a camera. It's on a 10-foot cable. My free camera.
I actually have. I just need to get a longer extension, USB extension, for my side camera that I have. I realized I left one of the VTOL thrusters on the model when I was painting, so we'll grab that here in a minute.
Buck says I've seen cat videos like that. Every time you look, the cat's closer. Ooh, does she sneak up on you like that? You turn away and then you look back and she's right up against you?
Yes, that was what was just happening there.
Jody says nice flaps. Yeah.
Yep, flat person.
And Donnie says I found that one good wet coat gives a great shine.
I also, what I find though is that it takes a little while for that to cure, so I like to do just like 3 coats, in quick succession.
Yeah, when I do glosses, I do just a real light misting just to give it something to grab onto, especially if you haven't etched the metal. But I'll give it a light mist, and then I get to give it a nice big wet coat. I'm kind of like I think what Donnie is saying, but because the problem I have with glosses and more layers is if it picks up something in the gloss and then like the second layer, it's just going to make the third layer worse.
Right.
And you know how it is. You get little hairs and you get little imperfections, and the next coats just get magnified the more layers you put on, so you try to get it done in one. I don't know. I think maybe is that what you're referring to, Donnie? Something like that.
There we go. That turned out good. Happy with that. Yeah, stay up or down, whatever. It's fine.
Judy says flaps. Jordan. Eric says Jordan could have been worse. She could have snuck up and given you a wedgie.
It's true. I'm glad she couldn't hear that because that might be an idea for her.
Well, you can trick her by just not wearing underwear. Yeah.
No. Ew.
Yeah. And then it's her fault if she sticks her hand in the tar pit, the La Brea tar pit.
In the tar pit, yeah.
Donnie says exactly. Yeah. I've just found with clears, I don't like doing multiple coats of clears. I'm with Donnie. I'm just a big fat one.
Oh,
calm down there, man.
no.
But put your cap on. Pick one.
Dude, I have no idea what they did with the cap.
Oh, really? The bowls are cheap. Or is that non-removable, that bowl?
That is a non-removable.
Excellent. Is it Iwata?
Yep.
Yeah. Oh, Eric goes from wedgie to stink finger? Ooh.
Oh.
I get to see Jordan. He stands up and he's like, too far, too far.
Yes. That's 100% how that would go.
Donnie says cover that thing. Well, he lost the cap. The caps are cheap too, Jordan.
It's probably sitting with the other caps that I have.
Oh, gross. I'm not going to read that, Dad. Ooh. Oh, gross.
Oh, God. Am I glad I can't see the screen? Stuff goes on so nice. And we'll grab the VTOL thrusters next and do that. Same thing over there. Probably spraying it about. Is that what was going on? God. She's over there crimping the air supply. God. Menace. All right. So all my flaps are taken care of. That's right. These flaps. I'm going to grab the VTOL thrusters.
Oh, smell my zip kicker.
Oh.
Ooh.
I used so much of that the other night.
Oh, gross.
I know.
Jody says, I didn't notice the holes for holding the clips in mine. It's a good feature. Thanks again, Ken. Appreciates Ken. Send him one of these. Yeah. He hasn't used it yet, but he will be.
What I find with those little holes is they're a little...
Break the tip off the bamboo, man. Make it
oh, yeah.
Wider so that you're not putting the very tip in. Just snap off the bottom, I don't know, ½ inch or something, so it makes the bamboo wider. It'll fit in the hole straight.
That's not a bad idea.
I made my own. I just bought some skewers and
The alligator clips.
cramped the clips on, yeah. But you can buy those pre-made, those bamboo clips.
Yeah, I bought these ones at. I went to Hobby Lobby for the first time, and it's the only thing that I bought.
Yeah, you can just snap off the pointy end so it'll has a wider neck, and it'll fit right on the holes. Donnie says mine doesn't have the holes, but I have a drill. There you go.
With the magnets, sticks right to the clip. Beautiful.
There you go.
Gonna need to do both sides of this. This coat there. Putting magnets on these was a fantastic idea. Give those a moment before we put on the thicker coat. In a couple minutes. Okay, so those are done. It's primed. We're going to leave the insides copper, which I like. We'll just use some weathering powder on the inside. Very nice. Okay. Got another. I learned my lesson. Don't leave the lacquer sitting inside, or don't leave lacquer primer sitting inside your airbrush. So I don't want to walk away.
Yeah. Especially uncovered. I'll cap some.
Oh my!
If I need time repainting, I'll cap it off. Even if you just put tape over the top of the bowl.
Yep.
Or press and seal. A piece of press and seal. But even then, I will still go over the brush and spray it. Pull the trigger a couple times just to keep it so the needle doesn't dry out.
Yep.
Jody says, I have a bag of those clips and a pack of those skewers. I've made a few so far. Excellent. Yeah. And you'll notice, by the way, is the skewers are much too long. They really don't need to be that tall, especially with that size that paint booth. I have the same paint booth. So I usually cut about half as tall because you can't push the daisy wheel, the turntable. You can't push it that far back into the booth with those skewers. It'll hit the filter. So, by cutting those skewers shorter, it doesn't hurt anything. This is just a drying air station, really, unless you're going to paint them on the skewer on the table. But they'll be a lot more stable, and they'll you can move you don't have to have you can move the turntable farther back. Jody would like to put a piece of shrink tube on the teeth to get a softer grip on the pieces. Yep, you can do that too.
Yep. Yeah, exactly. Or use like heat shrink or whatever.
That's what he says. Yeah, heat shrink tube.
Okay. Oh, I didn't hear that part. Okay. We'll let those sit for a little bit. We'll move over back to the desk. Take a look. I know it hasn't been an hour yet, but we'll take a look, see how that's turned out. Scared the Whoo! I'm over here pouring lacquer back into the bottle. Are you heading out? Okay. South or south? Okay. Well, be safe. Let me know if you need anything, okay? Turn that out. Clean the airbrush real quick. Man, when I painted this thing originally, I was using my crappy little handheld compressor. And I'm really surprised at the results that I got. Like, the paint still looks okay. I'm surprised.
Yeah, those I had a basic set with my ex. She wanted to paint it, and she bought a little setup that was like, it came with an airbrush and one of those little compressors. It's like a little cube you put on the desk, and then like 3 speeds, for example. No air pressure gauge, no dryer, no nothing.
Yep, exactly.
And what I noticed using it is that it would pulsate because it had no tank. It had no, so when it was spraying, it'd be like, it was very strange, and it's hard. You just couldn't really find paint. Like if you were doing bulk areas and it didn't matter, I guess it's all right. But that's why the whole setup's like $50,
Yep, and that was the issue that I was running into, was like the pressure was never quite right or expected, and I had to thin everything down so much. It was ridiculous. Okay, so I am going to switch off the camera, and then I'm going to charge my phone for a little bit so it doesn't get weak. Off of that. There we go. Okay. Yep. Yeah. I'm going to call my boss back. Sure.
Nice shirt.
Thank you. My Wonderfest shirt from last year. I ordered some more shirts similar to this, basically.
I guess the people didn't have problem printing that one, did they?
Nope.
Yeah, I've never used them again. I'm gonna have to find somebody else.
Oh, I just touched it. It is definitely drying. I can tell that it's drying, and you can see it kind of around the edges a little bit. It really smells like household paint. Yeah, I think there's latex in there for sure. Very cool.
I just think of one of those, it looks like a paint roller, but it's just like a plastic roller or a wood roller, something like that. Those ones that are about 4 inches across,
Yeah.
Would probably work really well. Or I was just trying to think of a way to cover it and level it out.
How interesting. This is cool. All right. Where can I set this that I don't have to think about a cat getting into it? Well, I'll set it right next to me on this little low table that I have, and we'll see. And it's the way that a cat goes, right? As soon as you put something down that might be interesting for them, even if they don't know anything about it, they're going to go for it. So, all right, let's go ahead and bring back. There we are. Okay. Let's see here. So, let's do. That's drying right now. What about a house moose? One of those might get into it. Yeah, for sure. All right. Let's go ahead and bust out the Omni Fixo. Let's do some LED work real quick. Let's turn on that. So we're going to need 2 and 1 yellow LED. So let's get our soldering iron up and running. So let's take a look at the yellow flickering LED.
Cody said, I'm still afraid to use the expensive airbrush my friend gave me. I'm going to get one of those line valves after Wonderfest. You know, it's almost maybe, usually, and this might not be a bad idea, is since Jody's coming to Wonderfest, Grex usually has a booth in the dealer room, and they will let you use their airbrushes. They put up an easel with like paper on it, and you can just paint and stuff like that. And if you want, they'll show you how to use it, or we can go over to that easel and we can show you how to use it. That way we don't have to bring one. If you want to see how we use them, you know, like he uses a pencil airbrush, I use the grip airbrush, you know, different techniques and stuff, you know. It's a perfect opportunity. And Joe says that should help with using my remaining one.
All right, so I'm going to find got warm white, pink, blue, UV, orange, red, there we go, yellow. And then some breathing red LEDs. Do I have enough for the nacelles? Okay, I was only going to use that if I had enough for the Enterprise, which is just one, but I wanted to make sure. So, nice.
Yeah, that's good too. Yeah, absolutely. Ken's great at it.
Oh, he's fantastic at it.
Yeah, I take lessons from him. I mean, we can show you what we know. You know, if it'll at least make it comfortable enough to try using it and playing with it and start, you know, trying different things. There's no way to teach somebody how to do it through like a book or video or anything like it. Is such a feel thing. It's so strange. It's hard to explain to somebody. You just have to feel it. You listen, and you can hear how the airbrush is spraying, and you can feel the pressure that it's putting out and how the paint's going out. I mean, it's a very strange thing, and until you actually do it, it's hard to show it.
And it's hard to explain, but yeah, Todd's exactly right. Like you just got eventually you got a feel for it.
Yeah, you can know the basics. Like you can know it's basics between viscosity, airflow, and needle size. There's a little triangle, right?
Yep.
And you can modify any one of those things, and it'll do different results, right? The viscosity of the paint, like how thin it is, and how big the needle is, and how high of an air pressure you're shooting. There's little things like the needle type, like a fan tip, or a ball tip, or whatever. But for the most part, it's those three, and it just reminds me of the photography triangle, where it's aperture, shutter speed, and ISO. It's very similar, but you can teach somebody all about the photography triangle, and then go out and take pictures, and they still can't get it. We got to get your hands on one, and Ken can show you that, and you just got to do it. Andrew says a feel thing like driving stick. Same thing.
Mm-hmm.
You gotta feel where the clutch point is. It's
I
not a need.
sometimes miss driving a stick. Sometimes.
Sometimes I do, but most of the time when my hands are full and I remember driving because all my BMWs are manuals, and
Same.
I remember, I'd have my girlfriend in the car or something, and I want to put a hand on her leg, and I'm like, okay, how do I shift? And I figured out how to hold the steering wheel with one knee, my left knee, hold the gas pedal with my right knee, and reach over with my left hand and shift gears. And I'm like, I finally had an automatic.
Yeah.
Or I'm going to hold 2 drinks, or I'm trying, I need to steer and change the radio, and I'm like, oh god. And BMWs are the worst for cup holders, so it was
Oh yeah, it's an afterthought, and then they use European cups, and Europeans don't drink things. Like we do.
The Germans, the drinking and eating in your car is almost blasphemy over there. That's why it's an afterthought for American BMWs.
That's right. All right. Find my quarter watts here. Oh, I got quarter watts over there. Ow. Oh. Look at that.
Did you just stick
Stab
yourself?
my- Yeah,
Well, you ain't bleeding, you ain't building. So
it's true. God.
Andrew says that giving up stick was the only concern he had moving to Tesla, but as much as he loves stick, he loves the Tesla more. I'm sure. And there's a lot of car makers that are getting rid of manuals. They're just the automatics are getting so good that it used to be it got a
Especially-
manual, had such better gas mileage, or you felt more connected, but people aren't. It's not the same.
No, it's really not. And the double clutch transmissions are also really
It's
good.
a
as
real
well.
model. Jordan's bleeding on it. That's right.
That's right.
Wipe a little of that blood on one of your resistors, and then he still, then you didn't know it's yours. Seal it inside with some heat shrink, and you'd be like, "There's a little piece in there." I literally have my DNA on that model.
I gave my blood, sweat, and tears for this model. See? Okay. So I got my power supply and my test leads. Excuse me. Good Lord. I just want to make sure that excuse me, that these resistors are going to be good enough for what I'm looking for here. So, on the positive side, out. So this one should be the breathing red LED. And this is with a quarter watt. Okay. I'm pretty happy with that light temperature. I say that. I'm going to try going up to 1K. Maybe looking for a little dimmer here. How interesting. With the 1K, it doesn't breathe.
Interesting.
Huh. All right. Well.
Oh, you could build a little voltage divider, and then use a normal whatever that's a red, right? So you should have like a 480 on it, right? A 470.
Yeah.
When it was normally, like if you put 5 volts into it, it would normally have but you could build a little voltage divider out of two other resistors and put 3 volts into it, or 2.
I could, or I could just power it at what's the quarter watt? I'm gonna do that.
Well, and you can also paint the LED, bury it under more stuff, whatever it is to dim it, right? You can just run full power with a 470 and just hide it with layers of paint or whatever.
Exactly.
Alex says, are we going to see a coaxium overload tonight? What does that mean? Is that a Star Wars term?
It is, and it could very well be. Yeah, I am messing with LEDs. So, all right,
I don't see a resistor.
it's right here.
Oh, okay. All right. Just want to make sure because you like to blow up LEDs.
It's a true story.
Let's see, Andrew. Is this an update? Anyone's curious? I just posted a photo on Discord of the lower secondary hull masks pulled.
Oh, sweet.
Oh, let me go find that. I want to see this. Jody says, "Next, Andrew, if you don't mind, is that cool?" George?
Absolutely, please.
I can find this.
All right, so here is the flickering yellow LED. Very cool. I'm good with that color temperature. We'll take a look at these yellows here. Yep, I like that. Okay. Sweet. So we use quarter watts all around. Drop an LED.
Oh, sci-fi. Oh, heck yeah. Let me pull this up. This, and this. Share. Check this out.
Oh my god. Wow, dude. That looks so good.
You know, without the multiple layers, do you get this Tron vibe from it? I get a Tron vibe.
Yeah. Really do.
Because Tron was just, you know, the outfits were like white and silver or white and black, but they just had one little line. But they had that broken up pattern, that Aztec pattern without the multiple colors. That looks so good.
That looks so good, dude.
Wow. Very nice, buddy.
Okay. Let's start, sure, right here. Soldering iron just fell asleep. Perfect timing. Do I want to trim down the bottoms? I do. Let's start with that. Works. Also, I do like the idea of plugging it in because now I can comfortably add power to the bottom, to the base as well. Something I hadn't really considered when I was doing the test with the battery pack. All right.
Jody says it comes across a little more, or not Jody, sorry. Andrew says comes across a little more yellow on here. I think he just means on StreamYards. But you can go on Discord. Yeah. If anybody's interested.
Okay. It's red and black works for me. Don't need to make it all fancy. It's more wire than you always need. There you go. right. For as much as I'm looking forward to Wonderfest, I'm also really excited about finishing this model as well. This thing has been in the queue for a long time. Ah. Omnifixo, how I love you. Makes soldering such a non-chore. Also meant to ask Dawn, but obviously, like, having a tree fall through your house is a terrible thing to have happen. But how did your first streaming experience go? Ken and I recorded our weekly segment, and then I ate some food and fell asleep, and kind of popped in towards the end of the stream. Go. More wire. And after we do these LEDs, we'll go back over and get the next coats of paint on the Razor Crest. All right.
Did you remember heat shrink? Or are you going to put it on the after? At least
Put it on after.
I gotcha.
Yeah.
Donnie says it was
Thanks.
a bunch of old men playing with their wood on YouTube. Donnie says, "Oh, he meant it," and he fixed it, and he says, "You can't even type on a keyboard." That's the first sign, Donnie.
All right. Next one's created. Man, building LEDs back in the day used to take so long. All right. Oh no. What the hell happened there?
What the heck? Did that cold joint?
Yep. Wow. I haven't done one of those in a long time. Man, soldering back in the day used to scare the shit out of me. There we go. Trim that one down. Go. More wire. Just saw Dash's last comment.
Donnie enjoyed starting LFGs. Looks like more like no joint. Yeah. Dash. All right, Dash. I'm gonna wait.
We'll hold just for you.
Yeah. Well, we're gonna just stop working for 28 minutes so he can catch up. Maybe you should do some laughing so he gets the chipmunk effect. I don't know.
Showed it to one of my employees at work, the clip of me laughing. They're like, why don't you ever laugh like that here? And I'm like, I wonder why. Funny that. I can't believe Wonderfest is next week. God.
Bro, we leave in a week.
I know.
A week from now, you already be on a plane.
A week from now, we'll be landed.
Oh yeah, a week from now, you're no kidding. We'll be in the casino already.
Yep.
I asked Wayne if he wanted to go, and he goes, "Do you need your papers to cross into Indiana?" No. He's like, "How does that work crossing states?" I'm like,
the European mind. Love it.
Donnie said, to which they replied, "Why do you have to be so mean?" ? You know, I wish we had a little time machine where we could roll back and play a clip of you very first time doing any of this.
Dude, seriously.
When you were scared to death to do it, and you were so like intimidated by it.
Yep.
And now you're just like, well, I'm just gonna solder a resistor on here, and well, that's me trying to go. I'll just do this with LED. And...
Yep. Dude, I did another cold solder.
Watch the resistor fall off when it heats it up. Told you.
Yep. Wow, Jordan. Now I'm like cold soldering because I'm soldering too fast.
Yes.
Slow down.
Paint the sprue.
Dude, seriously.
You know what? It's to me, it's situational. Like, I'll still paint on the sprue. I mean, especially with the markers, like, because when I cut it off the sprue, I can just touch up the thing with the marker.
Right.
Like,
exactly.
I'll paint on the sprue all day long. If it's going to be super easy to cover up where you cut the gate, then I don't care. You know. Oh, Donnie says you're bragging on him, and now he can't solder for shit. I'm like, look how far he's come. Cold solder, bro. Cold solder.
Cold solder. Yep.
All right. Back to school for Jordan.
Hey, you only make those mistakes when you're experienced enough to make those mistakes. These are the words that I tell myself. I will say that. I tell myself a lot of things. You're so cool. You're a cool
Looking in the
guy.
mirror.
Yep. Words of positive affirmation.
What did he used to say? You're nice and people like you.
And I matter. That's right. Now I'm all nervous and slowing down a little bit. You get it? Okay. I was like, what the hell? Okay. That was quick work, and we'll start getting these burned in, ready to go. And we'll take a look over at the Razor Crest. And I think for that, I might stop and eat something real quick. Oh my god. There we go. Yeah, I was moving a little quick there, a little quicker than I should have been. Okay. Get all this cleaned up real fast, get these plugged in and burning. This is a 1K. I don't know. Sure, we'll put those in the quarter watt. No, it doesn't 1K.
You haven't memorized your resistor stripe colors yet?
No, I have not. I'm not crazy. Actually,
I still don't even look them up. I grabbed the 470s and I'm like, do these stripes match? Oh, that's good.
Yep, that's kind of what I do. The 470s I kind of know a little bit. Like, it's not like they do look a little different. They have the brown stripes and stuff like that. Yeah, you got the brown on either end, which is kind of a good indicator for me. So, okay, let's get these heat shrunk.
Uh-oh. I just smacked my desk light and it went out.
Uh-oh.
I was trying to kill a... Ow! It's hot. I was trying to kill a bug. And now I'm in the dark, and I was looking for a screwdriver to see the screw, and I tried to turn the light back on. I'm an idiot.
All right, let's grab.
Does anyone smell smoke? Andrew says the color codes are fine if you can actually tell what the color is on the actual resistors. Yeah, because sometimes it's, you know, the black looks like blue and the... Oh. I don't have a screwdriver in here. I need to go get a drink anyway. I'll be right back.
Sounds
here.
Good.
Box.
Drop some of these on top. Oh, I almost cut it perfectly. Almost. No, it was kind of close. Kind of close. There we go.
Buck says, wait a minute, a brown stripe? What's that from? Yeah, you know.
It's me, you know.
You know, they could have just printed 470 on the resistor instead of the color, right?
But how are the electricians supposed to be special?
I don't know. We have the technology to print that small, you know.
Right. When I was younger, I briefly worked at Red Robin.
Good.
Yeah, that place had more acronyms than I have ever come across. It was almost like military. Like everything had an acronym. Like you need to take the PDF over to the PDQ and use the ATF to GTFO. It was too much. Didn't last at that job very long. Yeah.
Dash says he used to know the codes for the resistance by the colors. Yeah. I bet I did just because I was annoying and had to know a bunch of things when I was a kid. when I first played with electronics, very young. Do you remember? I don't know if you ever remember they had electronics kits, and I'm way older than you, but those electronics kits that had the little springs, and you would connect it, and the springs were on a board, and the board had different ICs and lights and things on it. You bend the spring and stick the wire in the spring, and you could connect the springs together, and they would be like terminals. And you could build different circuits out of it. And from there, it became soldering things to a Radio Shack, breadboard with copper contacts. And, I probably learned resistor colors back then. But there was no internet back then. So you had to buy a book or you had to go to the library.
Right.
Stephen Haynes is taking off. Good night, Stephen. Have a good one.
All right, Stephen. Thank you. Appreciate you as always.
The reason they do color is because not everyone reads English. Well, Arabic numbers are pretty standard.
They are pretty standard, yeah.
The Arabic numerals have been around for a long time. Colors easy to remember. But then I think about if you're going to be an electrician, then you should be like a pilot. Guess what? All pilots have to speak English. It is the universal language of flight.
I did not know that, really.
Absolutely is. Every air traffic controller, like if let's say you're in Japan, like the Japanese controllers and the Japanese pilots can speak Japanese to each other, but if an American pilot flies in and speaks English, they have to answer. Or if a French pilot flies into Japan, they have to speak English because they get the common thing. So
interesting.
Yes, that's them. The 1 in 150s, the 1 in 300 electronic kits. Yep, and they did. Yeah, those things were cool. I loved them.
I remember them. I just never got to play with them when I was a kid.
Oh, Donnie says Radio Shack. I'm searching through 15 racks for that one resistor I needed. Well, then came Fry's Electronics, and then they went out of business. Radio Shack went out of business. There used to be a local company called Tritech that had a bit smaller selection, and now it's like worse because Radio Shack, you'd go in and you'd say, I need a 100 ohm resistor, and you'd have to buy a pack of 10. Now you have to go on Amazon and buy a pack of 100. Probably for the same price, but still.
All of these came in the same.
Yeah. Yep. I bought one of those too. It's like, what are they, Bulldog or brand? I can't remember the brand name.
Something like that, yeah. All right. So our LEDs are taken care of. More things we can knock off the list. Let me get all this put away real quick.
You'll feel accomplished if you actually scratch through the line on your list.
That's a good point, actually.
Andrew says they should standardize the shade and tone of the color on the resistors. That's true. From one to the other, it's not the same.
Agreed.
I've had resistors where the base color is so awful that there's many times there's a gold stripe on a resistor and you can't tell it's there because it matches the base color so well. That's English in an Indian accent. You need to be able to speak or pass an English exam to get a student visa from another country to come here. I just know the ICAO International Aviation is 100%. You have to speak English.
Okay. That's 3 things off the list. Let's go ahead and get my jumpers away. Trying to create some room up here again real quick. Where did the other one go? Did it fall? Oh, it's over here. Yeah. Always takes like 20 minutes after a stream to clean up after myself. Okay. Get all these burning in. And then we'll go get the Razor Crest back into the booth.
Dash says the base color, like blue, is for higher voltage versus the brown. That's probably exactly true. I bet that's true. Like blue is quarter watt and brown is half watt. Or I wonder if that's standardized. I wouldn't be surprised. Then you got an AC base color. Oh God. Ugh.
Oh God.
Well, I mean, it's like fuses, right? But fuses have numbers on them, but they're also color coded. They didn't put stripes on fuses. Like I'm thinking like blade fuses, like car fuses.
Right.
Oh, I didn't mean to put that up there. Sorry. Look at you. Got the flicker in and everything.
Although, I'm not getting a breathing LED here.
I see the flickering one.
Yep, flickering one there is good. My breathing LED, however, is not wanting to work.
Dash says it is the standard. Okay. Well, there is a lot of electrical code. There's probably just as much electrical code as tax code. Like, that's a lot.
Yeah. All right. Well, seems like
You
the
killed it.
breathing. Looks like I did kill it. Yeah. I'm going to test it without or by itself real fast.
Maybe it's your cold solder.
Could be.
Well, it's easy enough to cut the solder, the sheet shrink off.
Yep.
Or are you just going to make a new one?
Yeah, this thing is dead.
Maybe the wires a little bit. See if they just come loose. Maybe it was a cold solder. Either way, I mean, you just make another or cut. I've cut heat shrink off before and resolder. So.
Yep. Oh, what?
Hey, see, lose connection. Cold solder. You're gonna have to cut
Cold
the heat
solder.
shrink off or make a new one.
I'm going to make a new one.
What's he gonna do? Oh, there you go.
Gonna take the easy way out. The easy way. Well, I will save the wire. Don't throw that away. Or don't save the wire. There we go. Dude, this trash can. Ugh. Every time I open it, it smells like lacquer or something else nefarious. There you go. Breathings are right here.
That's his toast. He just wanted to see smoke.
Yep. Tomorrow's episode that I'm releasing is of the USS Titan Starships collection ship. Riker's Titan.
The Titan?
The Titan. And Kit is officially on hold until August, but when we come back, my first stream from after Wonderfest is going to be a night shift because I don't need all of the stages that I'm missing. Because all I'm doing is building an engine that we're never going to see. And I can lower that in later on. So I'll go ahead and do a night shift in 2 weeks' time. I told Mike, and he was pretty excited about that.
I bet.
He also really, really liked my reaction video.
Andrew says, Luna class? Question mark?
The Luna class, yes.
There's your smoke. All right, Howard should be happy now. Give that a tug. Make sure it don't fall off.
Yep. And I also was not like heating up and letting everything get to proper temperature before applying the solder. I was doing some rookie stuff there. Doing some rookie things. Yeah, and I'll break it out here in a second. Just up above me. Oh, excuse me. go. Nope, wrong side. Okay, did I get that one right? Yes, I did. Let's give a test.
Yay!
And we are good. All right. Let's shrink this one up and try that again, shall we? Oh, there's my pencils. I was looking for them last night and I couldn't find them. Then again, I didn't look very hard.
You just didn't try that hard, did you? No.
No,
Just came up right away.
I did. Yeah. It was like 11:30 and I got tired of drawing on the side of the Razor Crest. And I'm like, I'm good. I was trying to do some oil streaks, but I needed the softer lead. All right. There we go. Excellent. Let's go ahead and get these all hooked back up again and then burning in. I'm going to turn that off now. Yeah, definitely looking forward to finishing this so I can focus on the other things that I'm building.
Donnie asked, you were weathering with pencils? I heard those are really hard to use. Oh.
Oh my God. I'm going to keep the weathering pretty simple on this. Really just kind of the chipping and then panel lining and a little bit of wash and some oils kind of leaking from some panels. But I was doing some looking at some screenshots, and for the most part, it's fairly clean. Okay. All of my lights are doing what they're supposed to do. Excellent. Let's go ahead and get these set off to the side. Somehow, without making a huge mess of the huge mess. Meh. There we go. Those are going to sit over there and flicker weirdly throughout the night. Okay. LEDs. These are my favorite LEDs, by the way. It doesn't really, I don't know if you guys care, but the Chanson LEDs are my favorites.
You know what? That's the same brand I use for the big bulbs for the 96. They're great.
Yep.
And they didn't just take the 3mm LED and put it inside a 5mm housing. It actually has a thicker end bulb side too. So
that's right. Yep. It just feels kind of sturdy. So yeah. Okay. Let's take a look at the base real fast. Oh, we're starting to get a little bit of drying around the edges here, so I think it's time. Let's go ahead and give it a shot. Let's do it. Grab some gloves real quick. And you said use a toilet paper route.
Well, I was just thinking of if you don't have a roller, you don't have
don't.
something to lay it down with. You need something. The more it dries, the firmer the roller is going to have to be. I don't know if toilet paper will be enough anymore. But just something you can roll across. A rolling pin. You got a rolling pin? I mean, something you can just roll across that surface to make it flat and flatten out all the the ridges.
Yeah. Let me take a look, see what we got.
Donnie says those are what most of my LEDs and SMDs are.
Nice.
Dash says, Cat is like, honey, do you smell smoke? It's just my soldering iron on still.
So we're just going to use some toilet paper here. Why not?
It may not. We'll see. It may not be stiff enough.
Stiff enough, exactly. We'll see. If not, we got a couple other things I can use. Actually.
Anything that that's a tube that's hard,
Yep.
A wooden dowel, a curtain rod. I mean, just I don't know. Trying to think what else might be in your house that you could use. Yes, Chase, that's exactly what it is.
Love it. I'm going to use this.
Yeah, that should work. Oh, it looks like it's pushing it around.
Yeah.
Oh, and the nice thing about that wrap is you can see where the high and low parts are.
Yep.
Nice. Well, that may be working. It's like a big steamroller. There you go.
It is.
Oh gosh. Jordan or Jody says, abort, Jordan. Don't do anything I suggest anymore. I don't know what I'm talking about or what I'm doing.
I don't know about that, man.
I think they meant for you to let it dry even more, but he's learning.
It's honestly, it's drying. Like it's drying pretty quick. So
yeah. Oh God. Dash says someone threw sodium chloride at me. I was assaulted. Oh, Jesus.
Oh my God.
Donnie says, but is the wrap going to stick to it? It does stick a little bit, but not that bad, and it actually puts a texture on it. That was when it was wet.
Yeah.
It'll be curious on how much it pulls up. It'll probably pull up some, but you're going to put another layer down at least, right?
Yeah, exactly.
This is just to kind of get your base leveled out.
Yep.
Yeah. Now, see where the high parts are? Can you move some around to fill those up, or maybe those are just air bubbles?
Those are air bubbles.
Poke them. Squeeze that air out like you're putting on a decal. You got a little pin or something. Reminds me of putting on vinyl. Poke it. Squeeze the air out. Because if it's knife and level, that should be black, the whole way.
Right.
I don't know. We're learning. We're learning a thing.
We're doing things. There we go. No. Where is something sharp and pointy? There we go. Picking tool.
Because it may just be a low spot where there's just not enough material too. I didn't know if it was a bubble or if it was a dip that it's not being pushed around enough and it's a low point. Oh, what's that feel like?
Like I'm pushing paint underneath something. Like, literally, like I'm pushing paint. Let's go ahead and see what this does.
Well, that is an interesting texture, that's for sure.
Oh God!
So you had a spot missing there. That's why it wouldn't fill. Well,
Yep.
at least you knew where it needs to go, and this is it probably was still a little wet. It pulled up quite a bit, but
Yep.
Dash just says, "Holy crap! I just heard a pack of coyotes sitting here in town at the roller skating rink. You didn't expect that? Oh, there's coyotes in Michigan. I had no idea. We get coyotes here all the time, but I'm like I'm half a mile from the desert. I do like the texture, but boy, you're gonna have to put more on there. Or those are potholes. It looks like a really nasty asphalt surface. I will give it that.
It really does. Yeah.
Jody says, no, I meant don't listen to me. I'm sorry that didn't work. Oh, we're learning. It's all good.
It's all good. So what
It's
I'm
all
going to do...
This first layer was, really just to see how we can make it work. It's not like we went into it going, oh, we're going to need a rolling pin. And we're going to need, I think you were going to just slap it on and smooth it out and be like, okay, that should work. But I do like some of the textures, though. Man, it looks...
Yep,
it looks like really crappy asphalt.
That's the look that I'm going for, to be quite honest with you.
Oh.
So part of me wants to smooth out the edge where I wasn't able to get it. So just to get the texture to match.
Well, and it looks like, I don't know what, is it, oh, okay, yeah.
Yeah, just
You
down
didn't
here
put it down there, yeah.
Yeah.
It really does look like a war-torn, road that's been blown up, fixed, blown up, fixed, blown up, fixed. Buck's taking off. He says, I'm out. See you tomorrow. See you, Buck.
Bye, Buck.
Dash says they have bears and cougars, not the 40-year-old version. Aw. Oh, but he got his room AC installed. Excellent. Was that for your workshop?
Oh, I like that.
Man, I kind of like it.
I like it a lot.
You may want to add some where the board is showing through, but I don't know. I kind of like it.
Even like this, there's a texture on it. Like it still has it. It's just
really?
To be a bit of a it's like around here, around the edges, it's a little dry.
Yes, his Assassin's Creed is AC room. I get it. Jody's got jokes. See, that's what I was thinking. Dash says, I didn't do that. Did you do that?
Oh, I must have.
I don't think you mean to do that. Dash says, why do you want a smooth area? Maybe it's worn down plates that's been bombed. That's what I think too. I just
That's exactly it. Dude, I'm happy with this. I got to be honest. Like we'll put more on top after it dries a little bit and flatten it out doing the same exact process. I like that. Yes.
I honestly, I do too. And remember how Jody was saying about you like almost blotting the stencils on instead of like a nice smooth paint job where you blot the airbrush on? That would even match even more to this kind of haphazard, landing area that they had to make somewhere in the middle of somewhere. It's not going to have a perfect, nice, smooth surface.
Exactly. That's supposed to be like a bounty hunter haven is kind of what I'm thinking.
Buck says, he installed a portable next to the paint booth since there's never any hazardous fumes there. Dash says you could put tufts of grass coming up. You can make cracks in the pavement. Yeah.
Yes.
And he says it's still smoother than Michigan roads.
Downtown Seattle roads too.
Oh God, Seattle has bad roads. It's. I thought our, I had a buddy of mine that was from Norway, and he loved the roads at Phoenix. He goes, "You roads are so nice here." I'm like, "Are you kidding me?" He goes, "Yeah, but from Norway, I mean, the roads are so smooth and everything." Then he went to California. He goes, "Oh my God!" And then he went to Seattle, and he's like, "Jesus, they have potholes to eat cars."
Dude, seriously. I always said that they should test suspension in downtown Seattle. Like seriously.
I really don't. I don't like
I-5. So the I-5 section through Seattle is original pavement from 1964, and they're not sure how it survived. It's like a special formulation that they did with the pavement that it survived this entire time. And so, of course, City of Seattle being the City of Seattle, they did nothing about it, and now they're finally replacing it. But it survived, quote unquote. It survived. It did not survive, but
isn't there places where some of the asphalt came up and there was like cobblestone underneath?
yes, there still
Like
is.
where there's brick road and stone roads and yeah.
Right around Pike Place Market, all the little hills that go around Pike Place, they're all cobblestone underneath. Like you can drive through cobblestone entire streets, which is insane. Which is like stuff from the 1800s.
Yeah, we went to Pike's when we were there because she wanted to get some flowers and put them in the hotel room. And you walk along that road, and I guess we were just like an hour or two late or something like that. And like Captain Jack's was closed, and her place was closed. I'm like, this sucks.
Yep.
Everybody shutting down. It was like 5:00. But but anyway, that new Outlook is kind of cool. They have that. They built
it is
like concrete multi-tiered thing facing the water on the side of Pike's place that goes all. You can basically walk downstairs now, multiple sets, but you can walk downstairs all the way down to the pier. It's kind of cool.
Yeah, the viaduct used to be there, but it's gone now.
Yeah, I remember the viaduct. I drove under it and on top of it.
Yep.
Jody says that's the idea I have, but I thought you wanted it smoother. I feel bad, but it looks great. Oh no,
dude, I love it. This is like the thing about Star Wars is like. And I think one of the reasons why it's so popular and why it's kind of been it's just been such a staying force is like George Lucas's idea was this world has to be lived in, right? Everything needs to be weathered and lived in and rough and ready. And that's what we're seeing here. I think this is really cool. I'm not trying to create perfectly paved road. I want to imagine that some 3-fingered sloth type alien is trying to build this, and this isn't their forte. You know?
Are you gonna add a little more around that lower edge? It's hard to tell if you didn't put enough and it didn't go all the way to the edge of the diorama, or what happened there.
Right here,
along the edge, that edge of the diorama. Did it not reach, or maybe it lifted off?
It lifted off a little bit.
No, not
there's
the very bottom edge. That corner in both directions. Yeah.
It's there.
Oh, is it?
Trying.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Dash says even maybe paint more or add another layer in a patch. I mean, there's not a lot of time, but doing a haphazard like this, it'll come out better. Yeah. He says, had you used some white glue and painted over that, you could have tore it up a bit and had grass pushing out. That's true. But this is one of those things where just the idea that this whole thing looks like a patchwork, and I do like. Maybe this is what Dash is talking about, but can you imagine if after you paint it, like you do your paint work and things like that, grab like a little tiny amount of that stuff and make like a patch that covers some of the paint that looks like there was a ripped part and they didn't have time to paint it, but they patched the hole, so it kind of covers.
Great idea.
A little the triangle has a patch on it.
That's a great idea. I love that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Especially, near the flickering LED. The flickering LED.
Yeah.
Oh. Part of me wants to add some more right now.
Yeah, I was thinking so too. Just in some of the little spots here and there that look like they did it.
Yep. So real quick, while my hands aren't still dirty, I can go ahead.
I was just going to say, Donnie says, good. He has your address. Parts are packed and ready to ship. He will send them tomorrow.
Sweet, dude. If you'd like, you can send them like however you like as expedited shipping.
The quicker the better. If you can,
if
it costs you overnight to get them. That's just an extra day.
Do it. FedEx overnight. I'll pay for it. I'm totally good. So
they do it on weight and size, so they're not going to weigh much, and it could go in a small box, I imagine. So hopefully it won't cost you more than like $50 or $70.
Yep, worth it to me. All right. So here is the Luna class USS Titan.
Oh, is that what showed up today?
Showed up last weekend. I did
You
a
have
video
black on
it
your
yesterday.
fingers. Don't get any black on it.
No, this is all dry.
Yeah, you say that.
I know, right?
Donnie says he will send them overnight. Jody says, is that stuff sandable once it's dried? Yes, it is.
Yes, it is. Awesome, dude. Thank you. And just let me know how much, and I will send you. And I also want you to include the total for the resin as well, my friend.
Jody says it's another enterprise. Yeah, it's they even say on their site that if it comes up a little coarse and it doesn't match the scale of your model, you can sand it down.
Yep. Okay, let me grab some gloves. Yeah, so the Luna class, the Luna class Titan was so they released, obviously pocket books. There's a whole line of Star Trek books, which I basically have all of them. But when they started the Star Trek Titan series, which was following Riker and his crew, they wanted a ship design, but they wanted the fans to design the ship. And so they did. They put it out there, and a fan designed the ship, and they released it in this book, The Sword of Damocles. And it was done as a fold-out in the book. And this is from 2007. Well, they gave a little design of the ship, and this was all fan-made. And then Doug Drexler and the Okudas and Sternbach had a hand in kind of finalizing the design. But yeah, so it's kind of cool. Like I was like looking through it, and I'm like, oh yeah, I actually have that book that it was released in. So that'll be out in tomorrow's video, which I'm excited about. Then I got to record one thing before Wonderfest, and then I just got to do a bunch of editing, and I can have all my videos for next week taken care of. And then, of course, I'm going to release a bunch of stuff at Wonderfest as well. So, all right. So I've used about half of this so far, actually. So I kind of want to put some here. A little bit here.
Donnie says the resin was nothing. It didn't even take that much. Don't worry about it.
Okay. Well, I appreciate you, sir.
That almost seems like too much. I would use your spatula to move that around to other places. That seems like a lot.
Yeah. What's that?
That seems like a lot. I would use maybe some of that in a, where's your little spatula? Maybe move that around to some other places.
Yep.
Yeah. Because it doesn't have to be, overall, the thickness doesn't have to be that much.
Nope. Just surface level.
Yeah.
Okay. Let me grab another casino card. I know we're there. You use this shitty casino card. Could you believe that a casino named BJ's sucks big? Oh. This goes across the surface of something that's already been done. Really, really nice.
Oh, I bet. Yeah. Just to fill it.
Yeah.
That does look nice.
This is incredibly satisfying.
Yeah, what I think is happening is when you're getting close to the edge, it's that card is pulling it down, towards the
Yep.
edge. So it's not keeping that edge built up. Maybe it'd be better to how you pretend like you're using the edge of the diorama to clean the card and leave a bead along the edge. No, other way. Turn it over, so that where all the goo is. Yeah, and just build up an edge, and then when you flatten it, you'll have a nice edge there. And if any hangs over the edge, you just cut it off. That way you have a raised you'll have a raised edge. I think when you get close to the edge, the card is clearing. It's basically using the edge as a spatula to clean it off, and it's just build up that edge a little maybe. And when you roll it out, you'll have it overhang, and that's perfectly fine because you can just cut it off then.
Dude, that's so much better. That's a great tip.
Yeah, and I would do that side too.
Yep.
That's
more.
It just seemed like you were losing some towards the very edges of the diorama.
Agreed.
I don't like saying that word anymore. It takes too much effort, so I'm going to say box.
You got it.
Ooh, base. I love base. All your base art belong to us. I'm going to say base. Oh, look at you. It's like people that deal with oil paints. Grab a little, move it around.
Yeah. That was the right call.
I feel like I'm learning, and I've never even used that shit.
It is super gritty, which is cool. Oh, this is great. This is so much fun.
Oh, that stuff sounds pretty dry to me.
Yeah. It's already like drying all the way over here in the corner.
Yeah.
I want to add a little bit more over here.
And that's going to have such a contrast to adding like a dirt, desert type sand edge.
Yep.
And that reminds me of doing trains. Or you're going to do like you water down some white glue and you spray it and let it stick to it, pour it on.
Yep.
And then, oh God, it reminds me of doing the Terminator base. I did the same thing on the Terminator base. I was using a bunch
Oh,
of
did you really?
Oh, yeah. Because I put a bunch of sand and pebbles and dirt and rocks and all sorts of stuff because the base was kind of boring. And I used a bunch of the whatever that scenic stuff is, the train, diorama making stuff, woodland scenics.
Yep, that's what I bought.
Yeah, and I just used a bunch of that to the pebbles, and it came out great. And then I would airbrush it, I know maybe it might be worth watching some of Dave's videos back where he was doing some of the dioramas where he paints all black and then he adds the color to it, so the black already has all the shadows in it.
Yep.
It was a very dark, muddy scene, but
that was for Fury, wasn't it?
It could have been, yeah. I think it was.
Yeah.
Where he was spraying, but he showed how he sprayed. He put all the grass in and then just painted it all black, and then went back and added all the colors back. So
he was able to control the temperature a little bit, but the color temperature as well.
It let him control where the shadows were,
Yeah. Oh, dude, this is so cool. I'm happy with this. Very happy with this. Okay. It's another layer on there. Another casino card down. All right. So let's get over to the booth. Wonder if
Back to the booth.
Back
your
to the booth.
Don't get any of that stuff on your model. It'll probably never come off.
Okay. Is it still operating? No, weirdly. Sorry, checking Droid Cam right now. Restart it. There we go. Go back up. There we are.
All right, that LED is finally cooled enough. I have desk light again.
Nice.
Well, it's one of those bayonet kind of pin LEDs. When I smacked the light, it knocked it out of the pins.
Oh,
As you do.
as one does.
Yeah.
Okay.
I didn't even kill the bug either. That's the worst part. Do you need to switch cameras?
I am switching cameras. Just one sec, just sliding stuff out of the way. Have all those little bits that were sitting in the booth. I don't know if I hot map or hotkeyed the window capture, so there it is. Probably go out a little bit so I'm not as close in. There we go. Let's grab the crest. Yes. And where is my paint? There's my paint.
Oh God. I just got a count. I just did a count of how many boxes of parts I have to build for these various things.
Oh no.
I have 36 months of parts.
Oh my God.
Figure anywhere from 4 to 8 per month. Oh God.
Oh my God.
Well over 100 stages behind. Like the DB5 that I just posted, I got those parts in October. I'm so far behind.
Oh my God. Wow.
Far behind.
All right. That yellow. Probably let it dry a little bit. It's looking nice and dry. And you're right. This is going to take multiple coats.
Well, it's yellow. That's how yellow is. Especially
Yeah.
since you're painting it over a silver. So
Yep.
I figured you were going to have to paint a few times. I don't know what it is about yellow, but yellow is the worst thing to paint. I'm sure anybody that's painted Donnie, anybody, they can attest to it. It's awful.
I am happy with this color, however.
I think you're going to be super happy with it once you take the masking off. I think the way it's going to look on that silver is going to really stand out. And it really was. It was very dark yellow. It wasn't bright.
Yeah.
It was more of a gold, like a, not even, I don't want to say gold. It was a, how do you describe it? It was just a dark yellow.
Yeah. Okay. Let's sit for a couple minutes and we'll give another coat on that. And then
Do you have another area of that is yellow, or the yellow just is on the top and sides? Like it's not across the back. Some of the place you can mask it.
No, so unfortunately, what it requires is that we finish this top portion here first.
Yeah.
Then unmask it, and then we put the lower section because they overlap each other.
I got you.
And it's just this one section. So unfortunately, like, yeah, probably.
I like, to save yourself some time. Can you set up your other airbrush and like paint the engine exhausts or inside the engine opening the intakes or something? Is there other places where you can double up your effort while you're in the paint booth?
I
mean, you do have two airbrushes.
I do. The other one is pretty clogged though. It's an Ian airbrush. It's never quite arrived right. What I'll do is I'll let this dry for a second. I'm going to eat something real fast. Get the next coat on. That's going to be enough paint for what I just made.
You can tell us the whole history of the Razor Crest and where it came from.
Oh my God.
And give us an in-depth biography on this spacecraft.
Yeah?
No? I don't know.
No? Dude, that is super grainy. I didn't realize. I apologize. But zoomed in on the camera. Okay. I am going to go grab my sandwich real fast, and I'm going to shove food in the face. At least part of it. Watch out, poo-poo. Got a Jersey Mike sub tonight.
That's what I ate for lunch.
Yeah? Oh,
yeah, a number 11 country club.
Ah. For me, just the regular ham and provolone. Delicious. Okay.
I like it. I like them because their bread is chewy and they hollow it out.
Yes. I like all the seasonings they use. Okay. I'm just going to use my little side table thing here real quick.
Oh, Andrew says the nacelle bottoms are now painted, still has the masks on, has the pic on Discord. Looking now. Hold, please.
Oh, sweet. Something to entertain me while I eat.
Ooh. All right, hang on. Get this on here.
God damn.
Remove other media. I can't remove other media. Oh, this. All right. Whoop. Mmm. Look at that.
Wow. Wow.
It's fancy.
So cool.
Oh, so much work.
Dude, seriously.
I don't envy that amount of work, man. You have done your job there. Whew. It looks really good, man. I like the colors. Yeah.
Looks like the masks have actually worked out really, really well.
Oh, that one's not smooth right there. Gonna bleed some bleed under there. All right.
Wow.
How's your dinner?
Pretty amazing. Starting to get a little warm in here so I can see that I'm all red in the face.
Open your window. It's like 20 degrees outside.
It's actually, today was 70. Not too bad.
Well, then it's probably cooler than your room. Dash says, when the masks are on, the paint goes over the top. Reminds me how I remember looking on TV. Oh, yes. I agree. 100%.
Okay. I'll eat half of this. And
we're going to go back in here. Let me see. Where was that picture? this picture, rotate it. Oh no. Save image. Oh god. Can you rotate it in here? Stupid browser. No, browser doesn't do it either. Copy image. No. What if I do it in here? Doing a thing. Well, I was gonna pull up that. I was gonna pull up your prints. I want to look at them again. But I'm gonna rotate them. All right. B. New. B. Rotate. Counterclockwise. Oh, you stupid POS. Counterclockwise. Thank you. Double tap, full screen. Now, present, share, window, Photoshop, share. Add to stage. So now you can describe all those little parts.
Oh, nice.
Uh-oh. Donnie says that FedEx is over $100 anything arriving before Wednesday, $200 for next day, but USPS is 65 days for 1 day.
Oh, my God.
Youch.
Oh, my God.
Are you okay with USPS 1 day?
Yeah, I'm good with USPS 1 day.
Okay.
Sweet. That works. Thanks, man.
So this is, let me see. This is a cargo box, like this is a container.
Yep.
Right? Here's your ladder up here.
Yep.
Nice.
And those are some gas cylinders.
Gas cylinders. Yep. Okay. The rest of this is cargo boxes, and then this is your filling station.
Yep.
Nice.
I had them print 2 just in case I screwed one up.
Oh yeah. Why do these cubes? These cubes remind me of like Portal.
Oh, they do. Yeah.
GLaDOS. The cake is a lie.
The cake is a lie. Wow.
They look great.
That turned out really good.
Have these been washed? Or I assume you washed them and everything.
Yeah, he said after that photo was taken, he needed to wash and cure.
I was going to say, it looked like a little resin residue still here in some of these bigger pieces, but
yep,
it looks great. Very nice.
Perfect.
Very nice, Don.
And thank you. Really appreciate that.
Does USPS deliver on Sunday there?
I think they do in certain situations, but as long as it's here by Monday, that'll be more than fine.
Yeah, because you're just going to paint these and kind of place them. You're going to bring them separately.
Yep.
Wonderfest, right? Just kind of place them on there.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. The only one that's going to be permanently attached is going to be the power.
Yeah.
So perfect. Perfect. I love them. Thanks, man. Okay. Let's see here. That's enough of the sandwich for now. I'm feeling less starving.
No, not hangry.
I was getting pretty hungry there for a second. I was like, when I was sitting over at the booth, I'm like, I should have eaten something before I sat here. Okay. Let's go back over to the grainy image. Let's try to aim this a little bit better.
Well centered. There you go.
Yes. Yep.
Yeah, I think the camera's just trying to focus. I don't know if you can tap on it to focus. Is it Samsung, so you can tap or to focus?
Yeah, it is a Samsung. Although I don't know how like Droid Cam kind of works with it.
Yeah. Donnie says if I send it Friday after work, it should be there Sunday or Monday, depending on if deliver on Sunday.
Sweet, dude. Excellent news.
Donnie says, I'm out. He's got to get up at 4. Take care, Donnie. Thanks again.
Take care, man. Thank you again. They turned out great. Okay. Really happy with that coat there. Turn this a little bit.
Donnie says, not a problem.
Sweet. Go and get my brush cleaned up real fast. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to put some jet exhaust right down from where the flaps are going to go.
Oh, nice.
Cleaning out the airbrush. Apparently I was foaming a little bit, or bubbling. Good Lord. Okay. That's... Yeah, there's a lot of paint down that cut still. Wow. Oops. Oops. Yeah. My favorite, off topic, but my favorite Xbox game made its way over to PlayStation, so I've been.
Are you
playing that
itching?
quite a bit. What's that?
Are you itching?
No, not itching, but thinking about after Wonderfest, like some of the extra time I might actually get back into playing it. I was a huge.
Go ahead.
Go ahead.
No.
I was gonna say I'm a huge Forza fan.
Oh.
Forza Horizon 5 is on PlayStation now.
You know, we still have to drive our trucks on the wrong side of the road, right?
We do, yeah, I know.
Whether we stream it or not.
Yep, exactly. No, we need to do that soon.
But I'm sure people would like to watch us crash into people that we aren't expecting. I'm sure that we'll have a little ATS gaming stream. I made all those intros and everything.
I know. We got to get that done.
That's got to happen before Telford.
That's right. Yeah, which is only 5 months away. Almost.
It's coming.
Yes, it is. Definitely not bringing a model to that one.
No.
Oh, I could tell that I was spraying a primer. There we go. Okay. Yeah, I can tell I was spraying a primer. A little gummy. I like the way the All-Clad sprays, but it really will get into your brush.
I haven't tried it yet, but I have heard that. But that's how I heard about enamels. Enamels are, enamels are a different monster because it's a chemical bond.
Yep.
Enamels, lacquers. Oh, I know what I was going to do. I was going to see what your lighting kit said for its shipping.
Oh yeah.
Since,
It's kind of ridiculous that they like tried to make that delivery early in the morning.
as of the 20th, it said it was going back to the GoFo distribution facility. Oh my
God.
I wonder if you can add something. Can you do something to this?
Okay. So I'm using the jet exhaust from Allclad. And this is a very, very slight coloration.
I'm emailing them.
Okay, sweet. And it just kind of leaves behind a slight residue. That's the best way of putting it. Just adjusting my pressure up. It's not immediate, like obvious where you sprayed this. And it just kind of leaves behind a bit of a film. Well, film is not the right word, but just darkens it up a little bit, and it takes several layers. Whew. Oh, buddy.
Is the room getting blacker? That's all I need to
It
know.
is getting blacker. Yep.
Okay.
Oh. The landing gear again came off. Ugh. Yeah. Lovely.
All right. I emailed them with
Okay,
the
sweet.
gate code and info, and I don't know why. Whatever. Weird. Because the driver texted me, but he texted me like 7:30 in the morning. So when I got up, I texted the code back, but I'm sure he was like, "Well, I'm not going back there."
Right.
But
Same thing
I mean,
happened with my 3D printer when it arrived.
yeah, I mean, they could have.
Just left it outside in the mailbox area. Like,
Yeah. I don't know why it has to be such a pain. Ooh, that looks good.
yeah, it does. Oh, I'm so pleased with that. It basically just discolors the metal a little bit, or the metal color, and it's just so nice.
Well, and you remember I said when I was doing the Falcon is I was adding shadows that maybe weren't necessarily part of the paint job, but because of the way that room is lit, I was creating artificial shadows.
That's
So
right.
it looked like it was studio lit, kind of. Jody says that could be why it's on the service pad. It's getting the landing gear repaired. That's
Right.
That's a good point.
You know, it's not a bad idea. Huh. Super annoying. Like the leg itself that I created is what's holding it up right now, and so, God, frustrating. And I looked for the stock part. I have no idea where they are. Like I have all my Like I got like 3 boxes worth of like Greeblies and stuff like that, and I have no idea, no clue.
I need to get some dinner for myself. Oh yeah,
Yeah.
Jody says you could have a little droid fixing it. Maybe you take one of those little boxes or there's you make one look like a droid, like a little Bronc or something, and
Oh yeah,
give it little hands out of some of your spare photo etch. Just have it holding the landing gear. You have no time for that, but whatever.
right. Thankfully, though, it broke off at the base, so it took the entire pad with it, so it's totally fine. Like, it just slipped right off. So it's not even a photo etch issue, it's just a gluing issue. So thankfully that one will be able to be easily fixed. Okay. I think that might be. Let's take a look at the list. What else I can do tonight? Because I think I might be at the end of the things that I can actually do. Only 3 hours. I'm surprised by that. So let's see here. Where's OBS? There is OBS. There we go. All right. So the storage containers are on their way. Don't need to do that. Can't do that. Can't do that. Did that. Oh, the ramps. That's something we could do.
Yes.
So let me pull this out of the way. God, I have created a giant mess. It was clean. It was clean before the stream started, and it is a travesty of a mess in here. Oh, and this crap is all over my.
Alec is rejoining, asking if breaking the curse on the files you had in trouble. Yeah, they're printed and already on the way to Jordan.
It's fantastic news. Okay. So,
what do you have to do to the ramps?
So they have. I need to pull up some imagery. This one I just need to weather. This one needs to get painted silver as well. So I need to get the aluminum on there because there's a little bit of schmutz where I connected it up, and then there's a couple pieces of photo etch that need to be painted. But for the rear ramp, which is done and ready to go, I need to color the ramp. And I believe, let me grab some images here. Mandalorian episode 14, The Jedi. And images, episode 13. I should know better than that. The best scene that we got of the Razor Crest with the of the rear ramp is when Ahsoka is being asked to train Grogu. But I'm not seeing that, so I'm going to go ahead and just grab the episode real quick. That way I can share what I'm seeing. Season 1, Season 2. No sound. Turn off the... There we go. So the end of the episode... right here. All right, so I am going to screen share. So I'm going to go ahead and close this one. Screen share. Share. Right here. So there's a bit of red and blue
Wow.
running down that ramp.
Can I make it full screen? Because it's really hard to tell what you're looking at.
So can you see my mouse?
Only if you click on if you have that window clicked, then it'll show your mouse. Like wherever the picture is. There you go.
Right here. So like right here, you got a red line and then nothing, and then a slight red line, then nothing.
Oh God, are you even going to be able to get that in the scale?
No, I don't think so.
At best, maybe a mechanic, maybe one of your colored pencils or something, but that looks tough.
Yeah, it's gonna be a tough color in the scale. And I really kind of don't want to paint it like a different color. I'm pretty happy with the color. So
You can dirty it up, maybe
yeah,
wash or a weathering of some kind to dirty it up. It does look definitely looks dirty, but it's hard with the lighting either. That ship is, so shiny silver.
right, exactly. Yeah,
Maybe something to pull up some of the details, a light wash or a oiling, something.
yeah. Let's put a wash on it right now, and then I think I'll work on painting the arms the appropriate color. There we go. Yep. All right.
Are you talking about the pistons?
The pistons, yeah.
Yeah, because they're almost the same color as the thing. I mean, but if you do them at dark, do you have any liquid chrome?
I do have liquid chrome. Yeah, I do.
If you have one of those little metal, I don't know if you have. I have the refill. Do you have the refill instead of the pen?
No, I don't. Just the pen.
Because you can, if you have one of those little metal mixing paint trays, the little round ones.
Yeah.
If you take the pen and hold the needle and push the tip in, it'll just bleed stuff right into the bowl, and then you can put it on with a toothpick or something. But you could paint that chrome on your pistons.
On the arm.
Yeah.
Okay. On the pistons. Okay.
I would give it a go.
Sweet. And then, is that dark like a gunmetal? The top and bottom. What's that?
It's pretty dark. That's like a. Are you going to use a paint pen? If you were using a paint pen, I would say that is a maybe you can get away with a burnt rubber.
Oh yeah.
I think flat black would be too much. That looks like a dusty black.
Yeah. Okay.
You can always see how it looks. And the nice thing about the chrome is that if you miss a spot, you can go over with the pen, and if you go over with the pen, you can go over with the chrome. So, Jody said to find paint markers. Yeah, if you're talking about the red and the blue, I mean, you could try masking it, but my God, I don't think you meant. What are you doing?
No, I did not need to do that. I'm clicking buttons. I'm doing producer things.
I mean, yeah. I mean, but hold that up to the screen, the camera, that rear ramp. I just feel like those details are going to be so tiny. Well, that doesn't even match.
No.
That doesn't even match what's on screen because there's way more of them than on the ramp. How do you draw a line in there without masking every one of those off? At least there's not that many of them, I suppose. I mean, you could mask them off. You could little line in there and then paint red and blue inside each one. But it's one of those things where you had to pull up a screen capture in one particular scene in that show that 99% of the people look at this don't even realize there's red and blue there. So
yeah, right.
You're adding a detail that people don't even know exists. Most people.
So in that case, then what I'm going to do is I'm going to wash it.
Just make it dirty and like it's weathered and been walked on, and you know what I mean. I don't know. It's the effort worth the reward thing.
I don't think so, and that's I worry about doing too much. Right, like I worry about like distracting from actually looking down into the cargo bay, which is where everything is. So, yeah, I agree. Okay, sweet.
Well, and I mean, it's again, if you want it to be subtle, that's where a colored pencil maybe or something you could draw the line in
Right.
if you wanted to later on. Do you have any cotton balls? Might be just quicker. Might be quicker to blot that on, or a sponge or something. Just put it on the top of the bottle, turn the bottle over, get it wet, and blot it on, and then cut it off or something. Brush it off.
I think Cat has some cotton balls. I have.
I'm just to speed up the process of using that little tiny brush, or even if you have a wider brush, something you can put in the bottle. If you have a wide flat tip or something, just something to make the application a little easier, quicker. Otherwise, you'll be there all day with that little tiny thing. Have you already decided how you're going to pack all this stuff?
The Star Destroyer and the Falcon, yes, I have not. This one is going to go into my carry-on with me.
Yeah.
The Star Destroyer, and so I picked up. So I'm taking 2 full size, or I picked up another full. Excuse me, I only had a carry-on for luggage, so I picked up another full set. So I have 2 carry-ons and 1 full size. The full size is going to have the Star Destroyer, and then the other carry-on that's going to get checked is going to have the Falcon in it, and I'm going to wrap clothes around it. So clothes are going to be around it in each one, and then in the carry-on is going to be this. And I'm thinking about getting one of those like gun cases or something like that you can pull the foam pieces out, and getting one of those to put it in, because this one is going to be fairly fragile. I'm a little concerned about traveling with this one. So there's gonna be a lot of parts that that's why I did all the magnet stuff, so I can quickly assemble it there. All of the the flaps for the engine flaps. Those ones are going to get assembled there, and I'm hoping that I'll be able to get it home without too many issues. So, but I have practice with the Star Destroyer and the Falcon, so I'm ready to go on that front. It's just this one. Super nervous about it. The base is going to go with the Star Destroyer. Yeah. All right. I'm fairly happy with that, although I realize this stuff is taking down the paint.
It's stripping the paint?
It is.
Interesting.
Wow. This is the AK Extreme.
That wash is just a watered down acrylic paint. Or is it flammable?
It's flammable. It's ethyl benzene.
Oh, so it does have some solvent in it. Well, you can always wipe it off. And do you have any Vallejo black wash?
I do, yeah.
The panel liner might be a little too hot for that paint.
Yeah. Woo. Oh, yeah, it is. It took it all the way down to base.
No kidding.
Wow.
Well, I mean, to be fair, the walkway didn't look like it was chrome like the outside of the ship. So the outside, as long as you can keep it off the outside of that panel, but I don't think people are going to be looking under your ramp anyway.
No, they're not.
So if it's, you know, if it takes it down to your primer or whatever, I guess it's not the end of the world. Just be very careful with those pistons. I feel like you're going to break those. Mm-hmm.
And I already just broke off the magnet that I had very carefully affixed. Oh, a travesty has happened here. Okay.
Well, it's extra weathered.
Really what I'm going to do here is I'm just going to go drop this in some IPA. Soak this off, and then I'll paint it probably rubber black is what I'm thinking. And wow, you can see the paint just coming up right now. Like right over here.
Okay, well, we've learned don't use a Tamiya's panel liner on it.
Yeah. Oh.
Everybody write that down.
Yeah, don't do that. So yeah, I'm just going to drop this in some IPA and soak this off.
But then you'll have to repaint the backside, right?
Yeah.
Can you just make that
some Q-tips?
Yeah, just make it work.
Yeah.
Clean it up. If it's a little messy, that's where people wipe their feet. It's the floor mat anyway.
It's true.
Did you texture or panel line the floor of the ship?
No.
Well, that's where he would sweep. He doesn't sweep the door. Okay. Just make it a mess. And I agree. See, Jody says it looks like it has mud tracked on it. I agree. Just make it it's the doormat. It's gonna have gunk on it. But once he's inside the ship, then yes, he's got to keep it nice and clean. He has Grogu down there licking the dirt.
It's true. I mean, I did. What do you call it? I did weather the floor a little bit. Yeah.
Okay, then it's not. It kind of blends in. Then it won't be so bad.
Yeah. It's interesting, as it is just nice and dirty now, and I may just live with it.
Jody, he brings up a good point. Maybe put some tape on the back to protect the painted side, just so you don't get any gunk on it. I mean, you're going to have to mask it off to paint. You were talking about painting that like a rubber black anyway, or are you just going to leave it dirty like that?
I may just leave it dirty like this.
Mm-hmm. I was thinking that too.
Because it's leaving behind some of the aluminum.
Yeah, just chunks, and it looks like weathered, beaten metal, which is perfect.
Yeah.
It's a happy little accident, Bob Ross.
That's right.
Now, I noticed in that picture you showed that there was lights on the either side of the ramp.
Yeah, right here.
Obviously, you can't add those lights, but maybe could you, once you weather them all up and make them dirty, what if you put little drops of white paint? Are they molded into that part?
No, but you can tell where they would be in between each one of those slots.
Yeah, like what if you put little white dots for the lights? I don't know, or an off-white or a cream or some kind of, something that just kind of calls out that there would have been bulbs there, I guess.
Yeah, I like that. That's a great idea.
It offsets that they look at it and go, God, that's terrible weathering, but look at those lights. I don't know.
Right. I don't know.
Actually,
it looks pretty good. I like it. It looks like a weathered walkway.
Yeah. Happy accident for sure. All right. Well, I learned don't use this on that. I did do a little bit, and thankfully I don't think anything happened. I did this, and then it ran, and I didn't like it, and so I started using pencil. So I think I'm glad that I did that.
A little schmeg in my holes. Wait a minute, what? What?
Just listen to myself laugh. Oh my god. All right.
Protest. I am not a merry man.
I love that one so much. All right, I think outside of maybe putting one more coat of yellow down and letting that dry, I think that's what I'm going to have for tonight. So, yeah, just looking at the list. That needs to be done afterwards. Paint ramps, that one's done. I can actually knock that off. Well, kind of, sort of. Yeah, there we go. We'll call that paint ramps
Do you
done.
almost feel like you want to do that to the front ramp too, or are you going to leave the front ramp alone? Or are you going to do that one with like a vallejo just to wash it?
I'm gonna wash it. Yeah, this one is not ruined. So yeah, I am gonna heavily wash it though, and I want to concentrate, I want to concentrate the wash kind of right down the middle so that it kind of gives the impression that it's walked down quite a bit. And then I still need to paint Mando. And you want to see one of the tiniest figures you can do?
Oh God! Don't tell me you have a Grogu too. Oh my Lord! Well, some green, some burlap, and two little black eyes, I guess.
It's going to be green and burlap, and we're calling it good. There, it has like a little.
He's using the Force. His eyes are closed. Leave him alone.
That's right. It does have his little floating thing.
Oh, his little egg.
Yep. So.
Oh, with the little bayonet. It even has the bayonet cover. How cute.
I know. And here is Mando's arms are right here. So yeah, I mean that's
right now, are you saying he's unarmed?
He is unarmed right now, that's true. And if you know anything about Mandalorians, he's supposed to have a weapon on him at all times by religion. So over here violating some religious beliefs. Okay. Yes. Let's go over to the booth one last time and get some more colors put down. More color put down. And then we'll call this an evening. Get myself cleaned up here a little bit. And then obviously I'm not going to have a stream next week unless on Thursday night we get in. I may stream while I'm waiting for Todd at the airport. And then we can stream. What's that?
A little pop-up stream?
Little pop-up stream on Thursday. Yeah, like while I'm waiting for you, and then we can stream making our way to the airport or to the hotel. And yeah, kind of do a little pop-up stream before we have all of our streams over the weekend. So it's something to think about, actually. It's not a bad idea. The original plan was if I was going to be driving, I was going to stream that drive, like the last couple of hours of the drive on my way in. But thank God I don't have to freaking drive. This whole week I've just been like giddy about it. Like the fact that I don't have to drive. Like excited. So, okay. Dude, every time I stream, like I just grab all of the freaking things and it's just wild. How many tapes did I use? Like seriously?
All the tapes.
Okay. All the tapes. Okay. So we'll take one last look of this. I will determine whether or not I'm going to live with that or not. We'll see. I do think it looks good though. So if you guys think I should keep it, I will. Let me know what you guys think. So,
what does everybody think? I agree.
Yeah. Let me know. Okay. Let's bring our asphalt, which is drying up real nice. Dude, I am super stoked.
You want to roll over it one more time, or you think it's good? Got a couple little wrinkles there on the bottom, I suppose, but
yeah, that's probably a good idea. Right at the bottom.
And maybe a little less pressure, just enough to kind of flatten it out instead, so it won't stick to the stuff as much.
Yeah.
Skull says it looks good. I think so too. I think you did great. I think it was a happy whoops.
Awesome.
And when you get to the edge, maybe turn that bottle 90 degrees and just lightly flatten it out on the edge, you know, without trying to, if you put too much force on it, it's going to pinch it off, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
There you go. That's perfect. I love it. All right. Let's see what we got.
Oh, it does weird things.
Yeah, where it's stuck and it didn't stuck. It's flat though.
Flat, and there's no creases in it.
Yeah.
And it's a great textural.
Yeah, why not? It's just
Dude, I love it. Cracked, crappy asphalt. Exactly. Now, while we're thinking about it, let's draw a crack.
How do you make a crack? Do you know what you're doing? I don't know how to do that.
You don't think I should do that?
Well, I know. I said I don't know how to do that. I saw on his he talks about cracked pavement on his YouTube channel though.
Okay. You know what? I shouldn't do that. We're good. Next time. I will do that next time. Because I gotta say, this is freaking cool. And all of the diorama stuff I've been thinking about for this model for a long time. And this is freaking awesome. Like, just, I know it might look good on camera. Like, it does look good, but like in person, dude, it's got such a variation in textures, and like pulling this up.
Okay,
did
I'm
something
watching.
really amazing.
I'm watching him do the thing. So what he does is he takes a white pencil, like a colored pencil.
Uh-huh.
God, that looks cool. He takes a white pencil and draws the cracks on, and then he takes a scriber, like a panel line scriber, just to kind of carve little indents in it and makes it look cracked. Now he puts a piece of corkboard underneath it, so it looks like dirt coming up through the potholes, which you don't need.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Yeah, but yeah, he paints it on with an airbrush. He paints the stripes on, and then all he does is he just paints the white on. I think he uses the white mostly to see where the cracks need to be. He just used a pencil, and then yeah, he just carved cracks out of the goo with like a scribing knife, like you would scribe panel lines on. I thought you had one of those, right?
I do.
A hooked panel knife. Yeah. Yep.
Yeah.
He just cut cracks into it, and then he did paint the cracks in. Let me see what he used for that. I think it was just like a black paint or something. It's all in Spanish, but that's okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. So he carved it out, and then he just grabbed some Starship wash. Go figure.
Of course.
Yep. He just grabs Starship wash. He thins it down. And he paints it into the cracks because when he cut through it, it exposed the cork. Oh, yep. Then he paints the cracks in. So he doesn't keep the cork color. He paints all that. And then he looks like he sands it with a sponge, like he roughs it up with a sponge to call up the highlights so it looks like asphalt. Then he then he takes that asphalt, and I think it's asphalt. What did he do with that? What did he grab there? And he puts them on his fingers and rubbed it in. You'll have to watch this video. I'll send it to you.
Please.
Really
oh yeah.
I mean, you know, depending on what you're going for.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Sweet. All right. Let's go back over to. Good. It's not dead yet. I was worried. Oh, I didn't clean this. Dumbass. Oh. I'm not a smart man.
Oh, I'm getting really hungry.
We're finishing up here too, so.
Oh, I'm gonna order something. It'll happen while you're streaming.
Cleaning up from the jet exhaust. Thankfully, this stuff is like a super slight paint. There we go. Where did I put the yellow? I put the yellow down here. I'm going to put together a little side table over here while I'm painting. Oh no. That was reckless. Here's Jordan.
Ricardo says cork is great, and it's an easy way to simulate asphalt. You don't do as much to make it look great. Yeah, it looks like they took the cork and they put a very thin layer of the asphalt stuff on it, and then carved down into it to give it the texture of grain or like chunky. The layer of cork added like a chunky layer that they could break up with the knife and kind of give it that look.
Cool.
It's an interesting concept.
I'll have to check out some cork. I've actually got some cork board here.
Yeah,
about that.
Ricardo further says, I remember watching a video with Boyd use cork to simulate the asphalt road on his Mad Max diorama. Yeah.
Cool. All right. Tonight, I'm probably going to put down 2 more coats. Feel pretty good about that. Oh, that's popped up there a little bit. Okay. All right. Well, this will make its return tomorrow on stream. If you guys are still going by the time I get off, I'm not scheduled to close tomorrow like I have been for the last couple of weeks. So hopefully I should be able to get off at a reasonable time and get on stream. If not, that's what I'm going to be doing all freaking day on Sunday. I can tell you that right now. I unfortunately have to work on Saturday a little bit in order to not use all of my vacation time for this trip, trying to save some of that for Telford and for Christmas and for my birthday. So, but yeah, so here we are. It's been almost 4 hours. I think got quite a bit of work done. I'm very happy with this. I'm very pleased with how that turned out. So, yeah. I think that's it. So for me this week and kind of going into next week for Wonderfest and all that jazz, tomorrow the Luna class Titan, I'll be doing that from the Starships collection. I'll be reviewing that tomorrow. And then on Sunday, something, don't know what, something, whether it's probably going to either be the Enterprise or the Falcon, one of the two. And then on Tuesday, it's going to be the Buddy build. And then Thursday, for next week, it'll be either the Enterprise or the Falcon, one of the two. And then from there, well, when we return, I'll have a bunch of stuff for Wonderfest as well. Like the plan is actually to do some content creation and do some videos of the room itself and actually release them. I recorded a bunch of stuff last year and I just didn't do anything with it. So definitely going to do that. And otherwise, it's going to be just a weekend of debauchery, which is going to be a lot of fun. So yeah, that's what I got. Chase, thank you so much. Let's see here. And then Andrew, if he's still around, although it's getting a little late for Andrew, but Andrew, if he's still around, should be streaming this weekend. And then, of course, Hobby Time Modelers will be streaming on Friday at 6 Eastern and Sunday at 4 Eastern. And then for next week with Hobby Time Modelers, we're going to have the usual streams during the early part of the week. And then, although, have we discussed if Wednesday's going to happen for the Wednesday Woody with travel and everything like that?
I don't know. I think probably, because I think Buck is coming Friday, so he probably be around.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Sweet.
I mean,
So
technically we'll still be home on Wednesday. I mean, but
true.
I think so.
But I have been enjoying the last couple weeks of no streams on Wednesdays. It's been really nice.
Oh, I know. I've been thinking about it. I'm like, maybe we do our group build in, like, I don't know, October. Like, just, they can do the Woody Wednesdays for a while and get through some builds, and
Yep.
I'm okay with waiting on a group build for a while.
Yep, same here. So, well, there it is. So, Todd, thank you so much for producing tonight and for all of the tips and ideas. And this was cool figuring this out. So, thank you for that. And then for all you guys in chat, there was a lot of you. Howard, thank you so much for the super chat. If you're still around, really appreciate that. You basically have funded my trip to Wonderfest, and it is very, very much appreciated. So, otherwise, be on the lookout for the stuff as usual. If I do my stuff right, I'll actually have all my videos released on time because I'm trying to make sure I have that for next week. So, otherwise, that's what I got for you guys today, and I just want to say thank you. I know that there was a million things y'all could have done tonight. Instead, you spent 4 hours with me watching me lay some asphalt, and I think that's pretty damn cool. You guys have any questions or comments, tips, tricks, please leave them down below. Like to support the channel, please like and subscribe. And my friends, until we see each other again, I hope you all have a wonderful day in this beautiful world we're happy to be. And just remember that this and all this muck all over my hands is the way. Good night, everybody.